Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all yours. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Listen, I don't know what Brandon Stevens was doing with that cane on the stage, or I don't I don't even I don't know. Number
I
1,
think I
we
wanna
have
know.
the Disney intro in there, and number 2, the Windows error sound has to be in there for this stream for Q Sciences. So, we're here for it in the pit of hell. Just kidding. We're in a smoky depths of despair.
Listen. Can we get some hype in the chat for DC because she is the one that made the intro, the thumbnail, all of that. That was all her. So like
I'm just happy to be here.
she's the
I'm
queen.
I'm just
You know
happy
what I'm
to be
saying?
here, and I'm happy that Aaron loves conspiracy theories as much as I do. I mean, like, fun conspiracy with actual evidence, but, it's just
Yeah. This is gonna be a wild ride. And
Yeah,
it's funny
it
too
is.
because when we were talking about doing this, I was like, "Oh, I also have this, and then we can do this too," and it was like the stream just kinda came together really easily, so
Yep.
hello, everybody. Hello, hello, I see everybody commenting, and also we have a new member. I have a new
Oh,
member,
yes.
so
We need
Danny, welcome.
shoulder smolder, we need it.
I don't have it on here. Well, I guess
Oh,
I could probably upload it, can't I?
I think it's here, I think it's still here. It's,
I
Careless
don't wanna
Whisper.
mess.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom. Here, I'll move it down all the way to the bottom, you have it. Do you see it? You want me to
Wait,
play
all the way. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Here we go. Oh, we do have it. All right, Danny. Welcome, Danny Carter.
I love it so
Oh.
much. We're team shoulder. When I say I'm team shoulder smolder, like, I'm literally whenever I'm watching one of Aaron's streams, I'm like, "Someone just became a member, we get to shoulder smolder! Let's go!"
I love it so much. It's so fun. Sometimes I do listen to Careless Whisper at the gym, and I think of all of you while I'm streaming.
I love that
Yeah,
so much. I
yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
DC's bun is a vibe. I just told her, I was like, "That bun, you have so much hair, and I love that."
It's
Can't
a
relate.
whole moment. It's a whole
It is a
I
moment.
mean, I wish oh my god. I need this live in my this live with my 2 favorite creators tonight. Thank you for this. Oh, Shannon, thank you so much. I don't have a good sound to play, so I don't even know. Oh,
Oh,
I
we
guess
can do the shoulder smolder. We could do something.
we can. Oh, let me I do have a squirrel. Hold on. I have a squirrel somewhere because I think
I
I'm the correct
While
one.
she's
So
looking,
you play shoulder smolder. Yes.
I have cough drops ready. If you were on my last live stream, I almost died. I feel like I'm just kidding, not like really, but like I could not stop coughing. My voice is still a little weird, which I'm sure you guys can kind of hear. So I have cough drops. I have plenty of drinks. I'm ready to go. And
We're here for it.
yeah,
You're prepared. I was
bear
like,
with
"Do we
me.
need to text Julie Joe to text Jerry? Like, do we need to call in emergency services? Like, this is I don't
It
know,
was
the
so
spirit
bad.
of Gary Young or something's going on. Something's going on for
Well,
sure."
see, here's the thing. I probably would have been fine had I not had the birthday party prior in a very loud, like, trampoline park where I
Yeah.
was meeting all of the parents and stuff. I probably would have been fine with one or the other, but not both.
Mm,
The combo was the problem.
it
So
knocked you out. It got you out. Yeah.
my voice was like, "You're done. You're done."
Well, I'm glad you are here today, and I think that, Brandon Stevens, Marc Wilson, and Jake Spencer are gonna be even more glad that we are here today because
Hope you are.
what they thought was never going to get out has gotten out. Oh my god, Lucy, let's go. Here, I'm gonna in honor of the shoulder smolder, I'm just gonna play this for Aaron while Aaron shoulder smolders, okay? I'll wait till you start it.
Oh, we're gonna do okay. Welcome. It adds a whole nother element too because my voice is like deeper. It's giving like T-Boz,
Yes.
you know?
Oh my god. Also, do you remember that Friends episode when the blonde I don't remember what her name is, but she was the more silly character and she all of a sudden could sing when she got sick one time, and have you seen that episode? Does anyone know what
No.
I'm talking about? Phoebe, Smelly Cat. Yes, Shelby. Shelby and
Oh.
Know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, she had like a, kind of like a raspy voice because she got sick and she was feeling, good and she could sing and everything and then when she, got better, she was like, "Oh no." Yes.
The rasp will be gone.
Oh my
Hopefully
god.
very soon.
Oh my god. Uh,
Oh, man.
so let me TLDR. Here's what happened. There was a post that was sent to Aaron, and then Aaron shared it with everyone. And then Aaron and Julie Joe went live about this post where two unsuspecting top leaders in Q Sciences found THC was in their system unexpectedly because Mike failed a drug test because he was trying to become a firefighter. And he was like, I don't do THC. I've only been doing my fun loving CBD products from Q Sciences. What could be happening? So they're like, "Hey Q, maybe you want to warn people." And they're like, you probably took too much product." And then he was like, "What are you talking about?" So, being the intelligent individuals they are and wanting to make sure that they were not taking too much product, they sent a product to a third party accredited a laboratory and found that no, it was not under 0.3% THC in the product. It was well over 3.5 or 3.4 with Delta 8 and Delta 9. Both. Both in there. And the amount of CBD that was supposed to be in there was not in there. So now we're here
How
with
do you
all.
make that mistake, by the way?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try and keep the mouth sounds and, like, the cough drop sounds to a minimum, so I apologize if that's coming across in my mic. It's kind of a necessary evil for today.
Okay,
But
if
how
it
do you make that mistake? Oh, you can't hear it?
no, no, you're good. Like, but if it
Okay,
gets
good.
anything that gives us like time with Aaron, like I think I speak for
Aw,
the
thank
entire chat.
you.
We are happy you're here.
It's weird because my body feels fine, it's just my voice and, like, a little tiny bit of congestion. And for anybody that is like, "Oh my god," I took a COVID test last not this weekend, the weekend prior, that's how long I've been sick, and it was negative, so it's just some sort of upper respiratory thing that's lingering around, but I have a cough, I have a little bit of congestion, and my voice sounds like this, but other than that, I feel totally fine, you know? So, just that's what's going on, but I'm good. Appreciate y'all, and that's very nice of you. Thank you, DC.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess people know who you are in my chat because most of my followers came from your recommendation, but I think just to make this stream feel like a regular stream, even though your voice is coming back, can we have the classic, the iconic, the Aaron B's intro that we all know and love?
We definitely can. I'm gonna cough first, hold on.
Okay.
What is up, everybody? My name is Erin Bies. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. I got through it without coughing. That's amazing.
I love that. It's like it's the perfect start to the stream. And Aaron is the reason that I got out of Young Living as fast as I did. So if I was hanging out in her chat before I even left multi-level marketing and I was in her Discord, not, spying for the other team, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm thinking about leaving." And the people in the Discord are like, "Hey, just ask questions and hang out, no biggie." And I got out in April last year and I was like, "Okay, let's go. Let's be on the internet." And then now we're here trying to
Let's
take down
internet.
campus. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I definitely want to give a shout out to the members that were in the Discord at that time because I know that that can be kind of scary. You have somebody that's in an MLM that's a member and in the Discord, and you're kind of side eyeing them. But with the help of all of you guys, it helped us to create a space where she felt comfortable to share her thoughts and feelings and just watch and kind of poke around.
Yep. Yeah, and it really was like, you get villainized, or the people who are not in MLM are villainized when in the group. Like, oh, there can't really be someone who has your best interest if they're not in MLM, and you need to be careful of them. And all I found was, people who are raging against unethical practices, or they were raging against transactional relationships, or they were raging against things that I was already having an issue with. And I was like, it was kind of like, oh, the enemies that I was looking for don't seem to be here. They just seem to be kind, passionate humans who are looking to, debunk. Oh, we're 50 minutes in. Also, I'm gonna apologize. I'm Aaron's chat. I'm gonna try not to cuss. I really am, but it could happen. So if that's not for you, don't blame Aaron, blame me. So debunk the fluffery. I'll say fluffery. That is going on in
You're
that.
good.
So and so like literally her members in her Discord and Aaron and just being able to lurk and was the reason I got out as soon as I did. So thank you all of y'all who helped me, and thank you to Aaron. So here we are.
Well, that's okay. Now we help each other.
Yeah.
Because all of the stuff that I've learned from you it has been amazing, and so I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
No, I'm happy to help now. Use my power for good, instead of multi-level marketing, unethical BS. So happy to be here. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about Q Sciences today, especially with all the stuff that people keep sending us.
I know. Have you watched the video that I uploaded here?
Nope. I'm gonna be surprised. I mean,
I'm so excited because it was sent to me and there were edits made to it because it's a clip of multiple videos.
Oh, good.
So I don't know if that's where we should start. I'm actually going to turn the volume down just a little bit because there's some like
cool,
not flashes, but like sounds that might be kind of, whew. So I don't know if we want to start there and then go into the video that you had planned or whatnot.
Yep. And the video that we're going to watch after this one, it's basically like, I'm sorry, squirrel trail. Basically, Marc Wilson, the CEO of what is it, Q Sciences?
Q Sciences.
And everyone's like, "Oh, are you sure that's connected? Like, are you sure?" He literally in his opening speech for convention is like, "I did this and they did this and they did this and they did this." And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
thanks for laying it on out for us."
Yes. So, if you wanting to know, if you're questioning us whether the people at the top knew about all this stuff, wonder no more. Listen to Marc, the founder of Q Sciences, and see what you think for yourself. So I'm excited.
Also, I don't know the dates on some of these videos. This is just, like I said, a bunch of clips that were sent where they're specifically talking about CBD and THC and how it's safe for kids and all of that stuff. You even hear from like the VP of product development. I think that's her title. So it's interesting. I do think that we maybe should give a content warning because they are talking about giving things to kids. You know, I always like to be extra cautious with stuff.
Sure.
So
yeah. So so we're going to be talking about all supplements, but CBD, THC, if also if the the MLM space of like the supplements and all that's going to be too twisty for you, like don't get slimed watching this video. We all, we appreciate the watches, but you wrecking your emotional health is not worth it to us. We would rather you like come back for another video if this is going to be too much, because it could get wild fast. So
I hope that this part, I hope that we can find, I mean, sometimes things like this get so crazy, we can't help but just laugh because we're uncomfortable.
Yes.
So I hope that in this situation, as dangerous as it is, that we can find little bits of humor in it. And I'm not saying humor in the product allegedly being labeled incorrectly. I guess specifically what I'm meaning is like, this is so crazy that they're saying these things and the lab test showed something completely different. And like the efforts that they make to try and downplay and in my opinion, gaslight, which you guys
Yeah.
will see in this video. This was also sent to me from an anonymous source, and so I will not be obviously telling anybody who that is. They know who they are. I appreciate you sending me this video. So,
Love that.
yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to add this to the stage, and
I'll probably have heard of full spectrum hemp.
Want me to turn it up?
yeah, just a little bit if that's cool. Y'all tell us early on if it's loud enough for you. So this is our buddy. I'm guessing is this Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Of course, all his names on the screen. Okay, great. Okay.
CBD before. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard about this, I was very standoffish because I thought it was like marijuana, but it didn't have the THC actually in it. But let's start off with the full broad spectrum hemp that doesn't have THC actually in it. So you don't have to worry about failing a drug test. And with the CBD levels, you don't have to worry about it with the THC levels or failing drug tests and all the crazy stuff that goes along with THC and everything else. So you don't have to worry about getting the munchies or laughing or getting hungry or anything like that. CBD is amazing, helps with tendons, ligaments, joint pain, helps you sleep at night, helps out with so many things. And no, it doesn't have THC.
I'm pausing this. Did he say it helps with tennis?
Yeah. Buddy, I don't even.
What
What's
does that
more
mean?
offensive? I don't know. I maybe tennis or tinnitus. I think he meant tinnitus, maybe.
Oh my God. It's giving Brooke Banks saying, what did she say?
Oh, y'all know. Chat knows. What was it?
Oh
It
my
was,
God. What was it?
I know exactly what word you're talking about because you and Julie Joe laugh about it all the time. It's
If
not.
he's saying tennis and meeting
pancreatitis?
tinnitus, pancreatitis, instead of pancreatitis.
Oh my God.
That just stuck out to me just now. I was like, did he just say tennis? Like, does he mean tennis? Does he mean, what does he mean? CBD is great for tennis? I don't know what that is. He probably doesn't either.
He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't even know that the product contains THC, or the fact that he told people over and over and over and over again that there's no THC in it. And then he makes fun of somebody. He makes fun of Mike on his stories for his dream of becoming a firefighter, and then we're just listening to clip after clip after clip after clip of Brandon saying, "You don't have to worry about failing a drug test." Apparently, you do, Brandon.
Yeah. You know, my favorite part about all of that is when people were calling out Brandon in his in private messages that have been sent to me. My favorite thing is that he resorted, there it is, to ad hominem attacks.
Yep.
And so he was saying that people were pieces of poop. Drop a poop emoji in the comments if you want to. He was calling people, you know, he was saying flies stick to poop, fly away, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And then he was saying, oh, your big girl bullying tactics won't work. Brandon, what are you talking about? Have y'all ever heard somebody say big girl bullying tactics? I've never heard that.
I haven't either, except from someone who, like Brandon, who apparently doesn't have enough confidence in his product to be able to stay out of the ad hominem territory. But here we are.
I've never heard of
What?
tennis.
Tennis. The elusive combination of a player who plays tennis with tinnitus. Okay. Good job, Brandon. We're here for it, except we're not. I hope whoever made this clip of him saying this over and over again, I hope that I don't believe in manifestation, but I hope all the good things come to you this year. Seriously, like holy guacamole.
Yeah.
So
we're only 40 seconds into this clip too. It goes on for like 5 minutes.
I'm ready for it.
It's elite. Let me just tell you.
Oh my God. Let's see.
You want me to play it or you want to?
THC actually in it. So sorry for all the people that were hoping it was. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that.
My favorite part. I have a bottle right or a cream right here, is there's a little barcode right here on the back. You can scan that barcode, pull up the batch test of your hemp products, and you'll see that the THC levels are always at 0. So you're safe.
The lie detector test has determined that is a lie. A big lie. A lie, and the QR codes don't freaking work. Not on all of them. Not on the products that had the THC in them. What?
Oh my god. Seriously? Whoever made this, like, Kazoo's heart's hype in the chat for this person.
Seriously.
Anonymous person, because holy moly, it's so good.
It's so good.
Not all CBDs at the gas station are created equal. I think everyone knows that at this point. What I love about ours.
Imagine thinking that the only place you could buy legitimate CBDs at the gas station.
Yeah, and I bet that those
Kristen.
don't have as much THC in them as the Q Sciences product allegedly.
That part right there. Kristen, you do not sound educated here, in my opinion.
What? Oh my god.
Is the
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
integrity
Same
of the
time.
formulation. All the sourcing is ours. We know from seed to
To
soil
soil
to
to
oil.
oil.
All of it is our control and through, again, a very thorough testing protocol. I also love how we have a bunch of different delivery systems, from our tincture oils to our creams, roller balls, and even water enhancers that you can shake up and drink for hydration or extra calming benefits to get that broad spectrum CBD with 0 THC, with 0
THC. I know they're going to keep going, but she just said something that was so Young Living-esque, from seed to soil to oil. So if you are standing on the foundation that Q Sciences knows every single step and every single process to make a product, you're telling me
I'm sorry.
Good, Christine. Dude, good. I just like, you're telling me that Q Sciences wasn't responsible for that fuck up. Come on. Extra calming benefits, hell yeah, you'd be calm. Oh my god.
Sure you would. No wonder your kids went to bed, allegedly.
Oh my god. That was
Good
the
Lord.
word Zoom call, and they scrubbed it from the internet. I wonder if I still have it somewhere. I'll have to look.
I bet you do.
I do squirrel away lots of stuff for a rainy day, so I'll have to take a look.
You never know when you
Yep.
might need it.
Yep, like today.
THC, with 0 THC. We also have a new product. We have a full suite, as you can see. But the new product that I mentioned in the beginning, it's a broad spectrum CBD powder. Okay, guys, try this out. I
boy.
wish that my camera worked, because I would try to like show you an example of something. But it's literally a little stick of
Your camera doesn't work.
What? A technical difficulty from a multi-level marketer? Stop it. This cannot be happening.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
imagine like a pixie stick, okay? Little stick,
A pixie
throw
stick.
it in water, shake
Wait.
it up. It tastes
Is she like doing an example like, oh, my camera doesn't work and she was trying to show us stuff? Because if that was the
Yes.
case, like, stop. I'm sorry. I was late to like the understanding of this. Oh my
Remember in 2020 when everybody was on Zooms for like work or just, whatever. And they were like, oh, sorry, I can't turn my camera on. It's broken. Kristen, it's 2023, babes.
Yeah. We know how to use Zoom now. We know how to use it. Oh my god, are we snorting this pea powder?
Oh God. Y'all are wild. I love it.
Chat is chatting today, and I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Mhm.
literally like lemonade. There's 3 flavors that do different things. It tastes so good, even though it has no artificial sweeteners in it. And you are getting a full dosage of broad spectrum CBD that is
You're getting
100% THC free.
You can say that.
100% THC free. So you do
You literally can't say that. It's like a requirement to say there's at least 0.3. You know how I know that? A
100%.
reputable company that I buy my stuff from that was recommended by my medical doctor, shocker, it says may contain up to 0.3% THC in this product. What? An ethical producer of I don't know, supplements? What are we talking about? We don't know. We're just
Well, and a full
cute.
spectrum CBD is supposed to have that on there,
Mm.
that it could contain up to 0.3%. So you can't really say that CBD is THC free. A full spectrum CBD will never be completely THC free. So the fact that they're saying it's THC free, it's if it's a truly full or a broad spectrum, it's not going to be THC free.
Mm.
So it's interesting that they put that on the label, but from what people have told me and how Brandon is like, yeah, I just, allegedly, of course, I
Yeah.
just see what other companies are doing and I just do it better.
Wow. You know what was also interesting? How awful this PowerPoint slide is. And I would be remiss if I didn't comment on.
You have to.
Number one, can I just say, like, gradients should be used with caution. Like, sometimes they're great. On a PowerPoint slide, red to yellow, on top of a black, like, bubbly type of slide, we can't even read the logo. I don't know what it says. Even if we blew this up full screen, we wouldn't be able to see what it says. It's awful. And yeah, do I appreciate that you made, oh wait, the camera's supposed to be in the top corner. We don't know. And then you put the Q Sciences logo, the black box with the white logo on top of the bright yellow. It's awful. It's awful.
Also, why are the products just floating in space?
Yeah, they didn't.
You couldn't set up, like you couldn't in your Q Sciences office, you couldn't set up an area and take a nice picture of the product and use that. You have to, they're floating in space. You remove the background. I bet the picture that this was used on, probably from their website.
Yep.
And I bet it has a nice background to it. And here you have it just like floating in space. It's not even centered.
Yes, it is not even centered. Thank you. Like, it's literally so easy. It's like, oh, join my scam. I mean, multi-level marketing opportunity. And look, what's going to entice you? The worst PowerPoint slide on the planet. Okay.
And I mean, I'm no PowerPoint expert, but
we know now. I mean, it's awful. It's awful.
Not have to worry about it showing up in a drug test or anything like that. It's safe for kids. It tastes amazing.
Now, the most important part of the sheet, 100%, is the QR code at the bottom right-hand corner, because when you scan this code, it's going to take you to the certificate of analysis for each of our hemp products. All right?
Is it?
The crickets.
CBD is like a Honda Civic and full spectrum's like a Ferrari, right?
Oh,
so of course we have all those things in it, but this has been a very successful product for us. It's obviously something that is safe and people like it. And if you're worried about all those things with the government job or you're driving cross country, in the road, our full spectrum hemp is already undetectable on the test. However, if you do want a THC-free version, you can get that. You can get that too.
Wow. I want to give
3.52 milligrams.
We actually know what's in our hemp oils, and you guys actually may be able to see this. Like, there's a QR code on every bottle.
Did you scan it recently?
I was just gonna ask that. Do any of y'all scan it? Go ahead. Not you guys in the chat. The Q Sciences people that are more than likely watching this or on the replay. Go ahead and scan your product and tell us what comes up. You can message DC or myself.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love a rage message on Instagram saying that the link is broken. You know what we learned? Like, one of the first few rules that we learned, like in graphic design school or whatever, test everything. You test your website and you test the content on the website. So you click every link that you've put on the website. So that also means if you're in product packaging, you test the links on the back. And yeah, they may have worked, or did somebody turn off those links because they were showing that there was something in there that wasn't supposed to be in there? What? Questions? Someone said this, and I don't remember who it was, but questions aren't criminal. Like, we can ask questions all day long, and that's what we're doing here. And I think, Q Sciences didn't ask enough questions about what was actually in their products, but who am I? I'm just a hater troll on the internet.
Scan it and you see the whole signed off profile of every microgram of what's in it. But then you also know that there's no non-detectable amounts of THC, so you're not going to compromise like employment, which is kind of important.
Katie.
And the reason why I love our Q hemp oil is because it's transparent. There's QR codes on every.
Transparent is what she said.
Okay.
I I mean, transparent meaning the barcode doesn't, the QR code doesn't work, so we can't scan it and know what's actually in it. Feel the benefit.
I think Katie's confused at the definition of transparent.
Yeah. Transparent probably wouldn't be your upline's upline roasting you on the internet and trying to disparage you and smear your name and slime you so that nobody would want to ask questions about the fact that there was THC in your products. That probably wouldn't be transparent, but why don't you talk to Brandon? Why don't you talk to Jake? Why don't you talk to Mark? What? Oh, this is so wild. And whoever I like literally whoever put this together, I hope that you, I don't know, get an ice cream, get something delicious, like reward yourself for the good work you are doing in the world, because this is the best like Q Sciences versus Q Sciences, and shows like what they were actually saying in the Zoom calls that people were listening to and trusting and believing in, and then got screwed over because they failed their drug tests and lost their jobs. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm sorry.
Single model that show micrograms of what's in the product, meaning there's no surprises like surprise, it's actually marijuana. Surprise!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is the best video I've seen all year. Oh my
This is so good.
Oh my god.
We don't have any confirmed positive tests from our product. Now,
is that because you didn't test any of your products so that you can say you don't have any positive tests? Because that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Sorry.
I'm just warning you guys that there will be gaslighting attempts coming up. So just be prepared for that.
Buckle up.
what's really important about full spectrum hemp
is
that you may sell this product and someone may come back to you and say, hey, I tested positive for THC. Rest assured.
So I feel like we need to pause this and read this because it might be kind of small.
Yep.
So 12/7/2022, email to Q Sciences, support@qsciences.com. Hi. I reached out trying to get the information on the lab test for the Q Twist product that I was using. When I scanned the QR code, it did not work. I wanted to let y'all know that this product states
our
that
product is not the reason, but we don't know.
I'm going to pause it right there because I've already watched this. I wanted to let y'all know that this product states that it is THC free on it, but I ended up failing a pre-employment drug screening for marijuana/THC. I just want people to know that it is possible for THC to show in your system.
Oh my God.
I'm going to play this and because I want everybody to hear what she says next, and then I'll finish the rest of the message afterwards.
Okay.
What other millions of things they come in contact with in a day or week or in a work environment, or, you know, somebody upstairs in the apartment above them is smoking pot. It could be as simple as that. You know, somebody upstairs in the apartment above them is smoking pot. It could be as simple as that. So we cannot guarantee that no one will ever test positive. Just by the same token that there's no way for us to control their living environment so that it points back to us, you know? But if you have someone that is very concerned, here's what I recommend you do. Twist is a great example. It is broad spectrum THC free hemp. So we certify, we can test, and we verify that there is zero THC in Twist. So that's a good place to start. And if someone is particularly concerned about testing positive, that's what I'd recommend they try. And as we move ahead and launch more hemp products, we will have THC-free products, and we will have products that are full spectrum.
But if you are law enforcement, I know how some of you law enforcement people are. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's just the fact is you rather just stay away from it.
This
What?
video elite, the editing on this video. The rest of that I think was the email that
Yeah.
was sent to Q Sciences. I'm not sure who sent it, but I mean it sounded like they failed a drug test, so maybe it's Mike. From the Facebook post that we have covered on multiple channels by now. It just said that that he, I'm thinking, from the email, wanted the testing for his lot number of products. And I highly doubt they got back to him. I don't know that to be true. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that was the VP of product development.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the VP of gaslighting. I'm sorry. I was confused
Also
about
that.
her title. You know what's frustrating is, like, marketing-wise, they had so much loyalty from their distributors to say privately to support, "Hey, something is up. I just failed a drug test, and honestly, this was the only product I was taking. Can someone tell me the lot number because something's wrong?" And then probably tell other people from the same lot number that they're screwed or to stop taking it because something is wrong. You told us that there's no THC in this, and I look, I'm not the best at math, but 3.52 is well and above 0.3. It's so far above 0.3. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like that's a hard mistake to make.
Yep.
You know, it's from what I understand, it's not a small amount that you would expect to see, kind of like what you were saying, but like I really do feel like, and this is just my opinion, I'm not stating this as a fact, but I really do feel like somebody knew.
Yeah, they did.
And
I think they did.
And I'm watching the VP of product development and I'm asking myself, is this body language of somebody that knows, hey, there's no THC in our products. I can tell you that. I helped develop the product. I didn't get that from her. That's
Nope.
just my opinion, but
that
what
sounds
she was
like
saying was not matching what I was seeing, I feel like.
Yeah, that sounds like you're trying to clean up a mess to me. I mean, I've been on the marketing side of stuff before I had to leave my job. Like, there's stuff that you do that it's like an all-encompassing type of situation when you're trying to fix stuff that's broken. And in that process, sometimes you do shady stuff like gaslight people. And I don't support that. I'm just saying some companies do that. And I think that we see that very clearly with Ann
Yeah.
Billings. So
I was just going to say that. I think that's exactly what we're seeing. It's some sort of a training or a distributor call or something. I'm not really sure because obviously this was sent to me. But imagine getting on a training and then saying, oh, no, it's THC free. We haven't had anybody test positive. But if we do, if somebody does test positive, it's because of the choices they're making in their life. It's not because of drinking a product that legally has to say as a broad spectrum CBD that it could have up to 0.3% of THC in the product. It couldn't be that.
Yep.
So we're going to program into training our distributors that are going to be selling the product and acting like they're the CBD experts. We're going to teach them to just gaslight people. If that comes up where somebody tests positive for THC and they lose their job or they become ineligible for the job that they were in the process of being hired for, like we saw with Mike.
Yep.
That's wild to me.
Yep. And
I don't feel like somebody that's innocent would do something like that.
Yeah, or they're trying to avoid a lawsuit because they can't, and like their lawyer's probably not going to tell them, like, or it's going to say you can't admit to anything and you have to leave so many possibilities open. But what possibilities are we talking about when someone sent your product into a lab and there's that much THC found in your product? It's not like 0.31. It's not like 0.32. It's 3.5. You know
I
what
just
I'm
had an
saying?
idea.
Yes, tell me.
You let me know what you think. And of course, you guys that are in the chat or watching the replay, why don't we get a current Q Sciences product tested? Why don't we do it ourselves?
Hell yeah.
We did it with the ketones. Why don't we do it again with...
Yeah, should we do the Q twist again? Should we do the same one?
Yeah.
And Hell yeah. Let's go. Look,
If we'll set it all up, but like let me know what you guys think in the chat. And if you are in Q Sciences and you have a non-expired Q twist, not the tincture one, or no, not the terpene one, excuse me.
Yeah.
Terpene, how do you say that?
Terpene, I think.
Terpene. Okay, thank you. Message myself or DC, and we'll do some sort of a fundraiser, like just like we did last time. And I'll find a lab. I'll find somebody. I'll message Jane Marie or somebody like that from the Dream Podcast, which is coming out in a few weeks, guys. Awesome. And see if we can get this tested.
Yep, that's awesome.
Because right now I feel like Q Sciences is just saying, oh, it's one product. Oh, and the lot number, I think Brandon said, they haven't ordered that product on their account since 2021. Doesn't matter. Q Sciences still put this product out. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
So, but let's get our hands on some current product. And if you guys want to help with that and you're willing to, it starts tomorrow. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Heck yeah. Also,
you guys will know why I'm reacting the way that I am tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that.
Came in for you.
Thank you so much. They are part of the reason people still don't want it federally legalized. You have chuckle nuggets like this. Chuckle nuggets.
I love that
like
name.
this. Me too. Not knowing what they're talking about. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to send that super chat. And I agree.
Let me go.
Yeah,
back.
make sure you guys watch the Dream Podcast tomorrow, or listen. And also, if you have not watched Savannah Marie's video, I could not stop watching it today. Did you watch it?
Good. Yes. The editing,
Savannah
the
Marie.
story, I know everyone's like, stop hyping people up. I can't help it. It's so good. The editing,
It's so good.
The dialogue, the reaction, the chronologically clear story, it's next level. It's next level.
B said, I know why Aaron's excited.
Thank you for the super chat, Mojo. My wife says to get that done, she highly recommends expert talks for their product testing. She's a drug tester. Says ask for Lily there. Cool. I'll write that down.
Are you going to write it down? Okay. If you write it down, cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Because I was getting ready to pull my notes up.
Yeah, I have a naughty book. I don't know what you have. You probably just have a normal notebook, but I have a naughty book for stuff like this, people I want to dive deeper into for.
I just use my notes app in my phone. That's all I use. Also, guys, we have a new member.
Oh my God. We're ready. Are you gonna...
Calm down, everybody. Can't play too much of it.
I know. We will get slapped.
I'm trying to get that off your face there. Welcome, Ginger. So glad you're here, and thank you so much.
All right, here we go. Let's listen to Brandon Stevens live.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, but keep going.
Okay.
I know some of y'all probably have heard of full spectrum hemp CBD before.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard about this, I was very standoffish because I thought it was like marijuana.
Are we playing this again?
But it didn't have the THC.
Did it go back? Oh, sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah, no, that was the end of it.
That was the end?
Yeah, my bad.
Perfect.
Okay,
No, let me load up. Let me load up the
I'll be right back.
The big one. Okay, here we go. I've got I know I'm laughing to myself. We've got the entire convention playlist downloaded, and we're going to be watching. Is this it? No. Where's one? Please hold. Here we go. CEO Marc Wilson. This is the place. For what? Failed drug test? Oh, wait, he didn't say that. Let me just drag it to the desktop so it doesn't be naughty. I'm going to present a video file. Do I have to tell you all the steps? Yes, I do. If you're just joining, Aaron will be back momentarily. Oh, the music is going to get us slapped. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go over here. Add. Mute. Let me just play it. Marc Wilson, CEO and founder. We're just going to wait for him to... It's just playing music. Hold on. And he's clapping now. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Doo-doo. It should get bigger, but he also has a PowerPoint presentation, which that's gonna be awesome. All right. I want to wait for Aaron, but because he says tons of stuff. You know what I need to do? I probably need to make him talk faster, but it's only 30 minutes. Live chat, y'all should we speed it up or should we let him talk at regular speed? She also says you're welcome. She says if you want reputable and world acknowledged company, they are the ones you want. Oh my god, thank you so Mojo. We'll do that one. I just have this for notes. We sweet goth, you're the best at notes. Yes, we're here with Mark and his PowerPoint presentation, Aaron, and I was wondering, should we speed him up or let him play?
Does it talk real slow?
I don't know. Let's listen to what he says, and if we need to, I'll put him in a quick time or something like that. Okay. Oops, he's muted.
It was amazing. We've had some cool stuff to start these conventions in the past, but I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. Wow. And you know what? How about a big round of applause for Boston?
For what?
Boston. I don't know. We're missing some context because they had lots of like high school performers and people singing and I don't know, fluffery going on. And they also had Oompa Loompas. So if you missed that in the opening trailer, they were in the opening trailer. Also, you've got a member. We need a shoulder. We're here for it.
Let's do it. Welcome, Danielle.
Oh my god.
The rasp in my voice just I feel like it takes it to another level.
It does. It's so good. Yeah. Yep. He said Boston, I think. Because he is the main boss, so I don't think he said bosses. Joined as a member. It doesn't look like it went as a notification because my phone freaked out.
Oh, well, let's do this shoulder smolder for you. We have to.
Yeah.
Mint, we have to. Welcome, Mint. Oh my god.
So much.
You guys are awesome. I don't like that I'm covering your face, DC. I don't like that.
Okay, my hair, you can still see it. So that's
your hair was up here living its best life.
I know. I'll just put some little googly eyes on it next time and I'll oh my god.
I don't want anyone to post any videos of Boston singing.
Boston.
Because we'll lose him to the Rolling Stones or somebody like that. So no posting. We need him.
What?
And how about another round of applause for the drum line?
I do love a drum line. Listen.
I do too. Yeah.
Oh, drum lines give me goosebumps.
I actually was just watching what is it? A tryout for a drum line right before we were on this for some reason. My algorithm knew. I don't know. The YouTube knows me.
It knew. Yep, it knew.
And a thanks to Mr. Roy Clark who put that all together.
The clapping is so awkward.
So great to be together. We've looked forward to this weekend for so long. We're so happy to see you here and to have you here. These are always special times. We always look forward to seeing you, renewing friendships, having hugs, doing all those things that we do when we get together. So it's wonderful to see so many people here in Salt Lake City this weekend.
What'd you say?
I said indoctrination. We look forward to seeing you guys, reestablishing refreshing relationships, the indoctrination that will happen so that you go back and try to recruit even more people, even though the room seemed a little empty, Mark.
Yeah, it did.
Y'all good?
It seemed really empty. Oh my god. Do we get a floof break or no?
She's trying to decide. Come here. You coming over? Come on. She's just sitting here staring at me.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think I might be able to get her. Come here.
We get a floof break. We get a floof break. Yay! Oh my gosh. I love it. Y'all. We get purrs. Floof alerts in the chat. Oh my god.
Hey, Mama.
What a sweet cat.
She's such a sweet girl.
How's the introduction to the cats going?
It's good. I haven't been as consistent as we were.
Yeah.
Just real talk. But I think part of it is because I've been sick the last little, almost 2 weeks now. So
Sure.
her eyes are closing.
Oh, what
I
a
don't know if
good
you guys
what a
can
good
see.
blue. Oh my god, she's in heaven. So cute.
18.
Oh, we love this. Is like the best combo, listening to multi-level marketing stuff and looking at Luna. It's the best.
She's a good girl.
She is a good girl.
Thank you for coming. Okay, how many? I know that we have probably the biggest international contingent that we've probably ever had at a convention like this.
Are they from
So
Thailand,
where are
Mark?
those from Japan?
You know what's coming, DC.
Welcome. Do we have any Canadians here?
Eh?
Welcome. How about those from Europe? From the EU? And I know we have a wild and crazy group from Australia. Where are they?
You realize how expensive it was to fly from Australia to Utah and how bad of a convention this was? I feel bad. I feel bad for them. I really do. It's not that full. You know how we know? Because they showed us how many people were at the convention. It was like literally none. And 2 people got engaged at this convention.
That's so weird.
Oh,
imagine getting engaged at your cult convention.
Imagine having cult wedding rings that you have to get when you reach a rank. Oh, yikes.
So much I could say there.
Yep.
Kidding. You thought I was kidding. Uh-oh.
It sounded like there was like 15 of them.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Well,
Really
welcome
fun.
everybody. Again, we're thrilled to have you here. The question always seems to come up, and that is, how did this thing get started? What was the motivation to get started? And so I kind of want to walk you through that.
Next slide.
When I retired from the NFL after 10 years, Colleen and I are both from the Seattle, Washington area. After we retired from the NFL, we moved home. We moved back to Seattle and we raised our family there. We had 4 children. I started a real estate development company, and I developed real estate around the greater Seattle area for about 25 years and then retired from that industry. Always wanted to retire. Looking back, I don't know why.
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
And so I retired to the golf course, thought I'd play golf every day for the rest of my life, and that was going to be...
Unfortunately, we don't have a picture we can share at this time yet, but there are rings associated with Q Sciences that you get when you're part of the inner trusted circle, right? I mean, something.
Speaking of football, now listen, I'm not a Jets fan, but I do enjoy watching football. Did y'all see the 2 magical plays last night by the Jets?
No, I'll have to watch it.
I'll summarize it very quickly. The first one was a receiver, and the defender was like covering half of his body, and he went like this. The ball was thrown this way, closer to the defender. He tapped it with his hand and then caught it with the same hand for a touchdown.
What?
Okay, the clown, I don't know if it's Val or Gus or both that are watching the Clown Town. That was insane. Then my favorite part, I can't remember his name, but I did share it in my Instagram stories. I think it was like an 82-yard punt return. And he was an undrafted rookie that was on like the practice squad trying to get on the roster for the Jets. And he returns this punt for like an 82-yard run for a touchdown.
What?
In his first NFL game.
That's amazing.
I have goosebumps. I love stuff like that. I thought it was really cool.
That's so cool, especially for like an unsigned or like an undrafted, player. Like that's magical for like those kind of players who, get to prove that like they're better than what the scouts expected.
The odds,
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was a really cool. If you guys haven't seen it, you don't have to be a football fan to like
appreciate it.
It was really cool. It was a cool moment for him. It was cool watching him get interviewed. It was cool watching his teammates celebrate him. They all dogpiled on top of him after, and it was just a really neat moment. But that catch from the receiver was like, how do you? The ball is thrown, and he just happened to hit it so that it bounced over to the right side of his body. And then he catches it and he's falling and he catches it, brings it to his body and scores a touchdown. Like it was nuts. Anyways, I'm a total sports geek in case y'all didn't know that.
No, that's so cool. And the amount of, this is an interesting question. I'm sorry. The amount of athleticism to do that is really cool. And I saw Squirrel Trail. Somebody said how CBD isn't legal in Australia. How are they distributing there?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a great question. Mark, you got any good answers? And Billings, you have any good answers? Jake,
are they using freight services?
Ooh, yeah. Good question. Good question.
And I did that for about 6 months. Found it didn't suit me very well. In fact, I was driving everybody around me totally crazy, especially Colleen. I'd get up in the morning, Colleen would say, "What are you going to do today?" Don't answer, please. Go to the golf course. Please stay there all day. Please don't go home or come home until at least dinner time. Because she needed me out of the house.
What?
Wow.
One
day I'm driving home from the golf course and I stopped at a stoplight.
Oh, wow. You couldn't even like grow the stoplight picture to the size of your 16:9 aspect ratio PowerPoint slide. What is happening? Who did this? Who did this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Every time you say that, it cracks me up, whether I'm live streaming with you or I'm in the chat. Like it just makes me laugh every time. Who did this?
Oh my god. I think y'all are gonna rage the same amount. I mean, even if y'all don't hate PowerPoint presentations as much as I do, like I think we can all agree who did this. Mark did.
Mark did not do this. There's no way Mark did this.
Unless there's like someone in participating in subterfuge at the top level in Q Sciences, if that is what you're doing by ruining their PowerPoint presentations, keep doing it. Kudos to you.
We love to see it.
We do love to see it.
Stoplight, a thought came to my mind, and it was, are you really going to do this every day for the rest of your life? This is going to be your life. Hanging out at the golf course all day because your wife doesn't want you home.
Oh, the privilege of getting to golf every single day and be part of a club that probably costs $50,000 to join and whatever it is. Like, okay, buddy. All right. Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Thank you for the super chat, Marie. They have special products for non-CBD countries. Okay.
Good to know. Thank you for adding that. Okay. That's good to know.
And right in that moment, I had a moment of clarity, and it was, no, this is not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I don't know what that looks like, but it can't be this. And so I started thinking for the very first time really in my life, what would I like to do if I could choose to do anything? What would that look like? And I'd really never thought about that before. And so I really spent some time with that, and I came up with 2 criteria. And the criteria were this. When I got up in the morning, I wanted it to matter.
Why is this
Anybody else feel that way? When I got up in the morning, I wanted it to matter. And when I went to bed at night, I wanted to feel like in some way, even in the smallest way, that I had done something during that day that potentially benefited somebody or their family. Potentially made a difference for somebody or their family.
For good or for bad. See, you leave out really important details like that. And it's like, I wanted to feel like, it's so vague. I wanted to feel like I made a difference for better or for worse. Like I wanted it to matter for like doing good things or bad things. I'm guessing he means good things, but he leaves so much open for people like me to question because he's vague as hell.
Well, and you can also apply this to his personal finances. I
Yep.
wanted it to matter, meaning I wanted to see deposits in my whatever accounts. I wanted to feel like I made a difference. So what
Yep.
are we talking about? Just like DC was saying, this is very general, but like he's the CEO of this company. So he is definitely benefiting financially. And I would just love to see, and I'm sure some of you can Google this or whatnot, but I would love to see his income for the last year compared to if they had an income disclosure statement. I think that would be very alarming to show the difference, because we know statistically most people don't make any money. In fact, 99.7% of people, according to the FTC, don't make any money or lose money in MLMs. So when you compare that, a negative number or, not making any money, just flatlining, if you will, but spending all this time and energy, to somebody that is the CEO and is making probably millions, but he wants to make a difference. Well, make a difference with the 99.7% of people that are losing money or not making any at all. Start there, my guy.
Yeah. And the fact that you have no problem going to sleep peacefully at night, knowing that you have built a broken compensation model where you and the top people always win, because people get paid commission whenever any volume is purchased from the company, not when people sell products. So if people inventory load, people at the top win. That's the issue. That's one of the big issues for me anyway. So,
and also if this were the criteria and they've been around for 10 years or whatever, and he were doing these things and the company was so good and the comp plan was so good, they would have an income disclosure statement. They don't have one and haven't had one. And I feel like that's for a very real reason.
Yep. Cough, master distributor, cough. And the thing you sure do get to manipulate, allegedly get to manipulate a lot of things more when people don't know what even their downline in their back office looks like, because they don't have access to it. So someone suddenly be disqualified from being able to earn an income with Q Sciences and their entire downline move to somebody else. Oh, wait, maybe that didn't happen, but maybe it did. Who knows? Nobody knows, because they can't see their back office downline.
That's ethical, right?
Yeah. Yep. Since we're an hour and 7 minutes into this Q Science unveiling of I don't know, conspiratorial-esque things, we would love for y'all to like the stream to help YouTube send it out to more people who maybe need to see what is actually going on behind closed doors.
Especially people in Q Sciences.
Especially people in Q Sciences. Maybe all the people who didn't go to convention, who think maybe something's up with the company that they love so much, or whatever. So we'd love for y'all to do that.
Yes,
Here
please.
Marc Wilson.
No matter how small that was. I didn't know what that looked like, but that was the criteria. So I started asking everybody around me this question: what have you seen in your life's experience that makes a difference for people or families? And I would get all kinds of answers, but I could kind of categorize those answers into one of three areas. The first was, if you could do something to improve someone's health, that makes a difference.
Yep.
The second was, if you could do something to benefit their children, that makes a difference. And the last one was, if you could improve financial circumstances for that family, that makes a difference. And for some reason, I gravitated towards the health.
We were center aligned for the first slide, and now we are left aligned, which is far easier to read. I'm just wondering, be consistent. I'm sorry. I'm going to let him keep talking. Does it really matter? If you want to make it easy for people to read, then maybe it does matter. But what is going on? Unless this is purposeful and someone's trying to ruin Q Sciences one PowerPoint at a time, then bless you. But seriously, what's going on? Oh,
hey Tish,
could we do something that can improve people's health? I can't really tell you why I gravitated there or why I felt strongly about going in that direction, other than in my NFL career, I was injured a lot. I had, I think, 12 surgeries, missed a lot of time, and when you're not healthy, and I knew this firsthand, life is just not fun. And so could we get involved? Could I do something that could potentially improve someone's health? That was kind of exciting to think about. So I started talking to all my friends about what that might look like. I had a dear friend that I was in this MBA program at the University of Washington with. This is Mr. Bob Sandoz. And Bob and I were having lunch one day. I was talking to him about what I was thinking. And he said to me, if you're serious about this health and wellness thing, you need to meet a very close friend of mine who lives down in Oregon. He's a retired internal medicine doctor working for WebMD. He's a naturopath. And you need to go spend some time with him if you're serious about this health and wellness thing. And so I did. Bob set up a meeting. I drove from Seattle down to Eugene, Oregon. Now, for those who don't know, that's about a 5 or 6 hour drive. I was nervous, I have to tell you. I was nervous about this meeting because I'm not the easiest person to get to know.
He was an editor on WebMD, FYI. And also, if it's, what's his face, the doctor, his license was revoked for inappropriate relationships with patients.
What?
The doctor that they just replaced, remember?
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
I just
Sorry, I should have given a content warning
part.
for that. My
I forgot
apologies.
the part where someone is not behaving in an ethical way and living under the oath they made when they became a doctor. My mind is breaking right now.
Mm-hmm.
My God,
Crazy.
okay. The tea continues. Oh my God.
And I felt like if this guy I was meeting was kind of like me, we were going to have a long day. It was going to be a long day. And fortunately, when I got down to Eugene, Oregon, this retired doctor was the nicest guy.
Not even
and we hit it off and spent the entire day together. And at the end of the day, I said to him, if you were me and wanted to make a difference around health and wellness for people or families, what would you do? And he said, I knew this question was coming at some point.
Pay off medical debt, put things in place that people can get scholarships and or like look at changing how the healthcare systems and like actually use lobbying for good instead of for propping up really despicable industries like multi-level marketing. Like, I don't know. There's so many options on the table. He's like, oh yeah.
And MLM is not one of them.
Yeah. Sir, what the hell?
There's only so much you can do. You're not a doctor. But he said, you can make a difference around nutrition. But here's the deal. You can only make a difference around nutrition if you're going to do it differently than everybody else. If you're going to do it the same as everybody else, don't bother. But if you'll commit to do it differently, you can make a difference. Now, I need to tell you.
Be different to make a difference. Stop it. Oh my God. This is gross.
If the person I was talking, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just raging because like I have reading for me isn't the easiest in general. I think that's why I like graphic design. I like making things easier for people to read than not. And so when they're like they're randomly highlighting letters, like it doesn't make it easier for someone to read. And also the really dark background with the white text, it's almost creating like a fuzziness for me. Like it's not the easiest for someone to be able to.
Yeah, and some of the writing is the same color as the background.
Yeah.
So like
it makes it really just dizzying. And like, not that it matters, like in the grand scheme of things, MLMs are awful, whether they have good PowerPoints or not. It's audacious to me for them to make these big claims and ask people to give up huge chunks of money with just these really awful PowerPoint presentations and think that, yeah, confidently I'm going to be able to keep all these people in Q Sciences for longer. And I'm not even going to try. And that just makes me mad, I guess. So,
the doctor I was referring to, and I'm not sure if that's who, let me be clear. I'm not sure if that's who Mark is talking about, but the doctor I was referring to that used to work for Q Sciences that had his medical license revoked for inappropriate relationships from the state of Oregon, I believe, was Dr. Stephen Kimberly. And you can Google that. All of the information is there. It shows all the actions the board took, and I want to say it goes all the way back to like the late 90s. So there's history there of things that are unethical. Let me just say it that way. But his license was revoked, and he was only supposed to be doing admin type work, which I think is why he became a naturopath. Because then somebody said it in one of the live streams, and if it was you, please feel free to comment. So I can give you credit for this. But somebody said, if you go from a doctor to a naturopath, you go from seeing patients to seeing clients.
Yeah, that wasn't me that said it, but that sounds really good. I must be Clown Town.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. Otherwise, I would obviously give you credit. But I was like, you know what? That is a very good point. So that's who I was referring to, Dr. Stephen Kimberly, who, from what I'm understanding, he's no longer part of Q Science's medical board. He was replaced by somebody, a woman, I can't remember her name. She's a distributor in the company.
What?
That they're using her credentials to be on this medical board, allegedly. Yeah. So it's all smoke and mirrors with this company and with MLMs in general. I mean, I feel like we've definitely learned that over the years, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, who gets harmed in this process? The consumers do, and they can think, "Oh, you're coming after my company. We don't like y'all. But good companies can stand up to scrutiny. Good products can stand up to scrutiny. Questions are not inherently offensive and or dangerous unless there is something wrong with the product, the company, or the people running the company. And if there is a problem with it, then the consumer should know about it first. The consumer should not be the ones to carry the burden of the consequences of shitty behavior from corporate and or bad QC for products when THC just randomly shows up in a CBD only product. That hurts the consumer. That hurt Mike and Tara. That hurt other people. Go look in the comment section and look at people who are in Q, and they're like, yeah, I failed a drug test and lost my job. Yeah, me too. Like, the Q should care more about this than we do. Q should care, like the people at Q Sciences should care, like the leaders, the corporate team should care more about this than we do. And they don't, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to speak for DC and myself and say that if you don't like us, we do not care. I just need y'all to know that. Like, and when I say that, I'm not talking about obviously you guys, you know, in the chat and stuff. Like, if you don't like us because we're covering this, we do not care. I feel like I should quote Deion Sanders and say, what about me makes you think that I care about your opinion of me? You know?
Ditto what Aaron says. I feel like I'm learning how to have more of a spine, like, you know, watching Aaron, and it's like, it's different. Obviously, being on the internet, it's different, but really, I hope that I hope that someone from Q Sciences who is still in gets to this point in the video and like understands, like, you should not be tricked or have to offer like extra grace to the corporate team who's making millions off of their distributors when they mess up like this. You shouldn't have to bear the burden of that. You shouldn't be the one that has to lose your job. Or other people in the company, you can say, oh, well, I didn't experience that. Well, welcome to a high control group. It's not going to be the same for everyone. But if someone loses their job because they failed a drug test, that could greatly impact a lot of people, and you should care about it. You should care about it.
But we don't care if you don't like us.
Period, comma, forever. Okay.
Just saying. Also, thank you, Brandy. An unethical MLM leader. You don't say. No shade, Aaron. I love you. I love you too, Brandy.
Oh,
don't
September for 7 months. I know. I'm just like, when the interaction between Brandy, like, I look for Brandy's comments and Aaron's streams because, I mean, if you haven't seen them, you just keep an eye out. They're so good. They're so good.
Randy makes me laugh.
Yes.
At his position at WebMD, he was one of their senior editors. And in that position, he saw all the latest research that was going on in the medical field, which was the basis for his comment. So then he looked at me and he asked me this question, and I'm going to ask you the question. And the question was, he said, to prove my point, Mark, what have you eaten in the last 24 hours? So I want you to think what you have eaten in the last 24 hours. And I said to him, well, I left early.
I can tell you because I'm tracking. Content warning, I'm going to speak about calories and being in a deficit. So if this is not your jam, just mute yourself for a second. I will wave. I learned that from DC. I will wave when it's safe. But see, here's the thing. He's going to try and villainize food. And I would have fallen for it many years ago. Actually, not that long ago, honestly. Before I got out of the MLM, I would have fallen for stuff like this because I have had disordered eating in the past. I have had issues with having a healthy relationship with food. And I was nervous about doing this calorie deficit that I'm doing right now, which is only 300 calories a day. It's a very small deficit. I'm still eating 1,800 calories a day, just to put it into perspective. But what he's doing here is setting this up to villainize food. Food is not the enemy here. And this is where I feel like some of these health and wellness companies prey on people that don't understand. Like, let me just speak from my own experience. You know, I grew up an athlete. And so I never really paid attention growing up to what I was eating. I ate whatever I wanted. And so as I became an adult and then had kids and all of that stuff, I never took the time to understand how to fuel my body and what it meant and why I was feeling different things. And through this health and wellness journey, I hate calling it that, but it is. That's what it is. With working with my trainer, Susan, and lifting weights and all of that stuff, I have learned why I feel and have felt the way that I did in the past. And the interesting part is I'm still doing my 4 days a week at the gym. I'm not, like just going extremely hard because I, in the past, have been known to do like extreme working out. I think that stems from being an athlete growing up and working through the pain. And I know DC can relate to that. Oh, you're in pain. You just work through it. You play through it. And so I've had to relearn some of that stuff. I've had to relearn, calories and how to break everything down. And now I'm losing weight and maintaining my muscle. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I just hate when they start talking about this stuff because I know exactly where they're going. And Aaron, in an MLM would have fallen for this hook, line, and sinker. And there's so many other people that would fall for this, like, oh, you have this WebMD senior editor that is a doctor that has had his license revoked and is now considered a naturopath so that he can see clients instead of patients. And like, you have to think about some of this stuff. If you have a doctor that for some reason has had their medical license removed for unethical behavior, however you want to categorize that, let's just call it unethical behavior. And now this person is in a multi-level marketing company or was part of the medical board. What kind of unethical behavior, because clearly, in my opinion, it's a pattern with this guy. What kind of unethical behavior is he bringing? And then you have Mark, who is bringing up, I feel like, and maybe I could be totally wrong on this, but I feel like he's bringing up pain points with people around food and their relationship with food. And I think this is a very, I'm going to say, unethical part of these companies. One of the many parts that I think are unethical, but the fact that somebody is going to think, oh, this is going to help me lose weight, or this is going to help me with this. When if we just worked with actual professionals and to understand our bodies and what's going on, and you work with doctors and you get your lab results and all of that stuff, and you just try to put the pieces together the best that you can while eating and developing a good relationship with food and seeing a therapist if you need to, because a lot of us have been through the ringer when it comes to food and just upbringing and just life situations and stuff like that. I think we'd all be better off. That's just my personal opinion, but I hate when I know I just went off on a rant, but like, I really hate when they start to villainize this stuff because I feel like it's a blueprint for disordered eating, poor body image, all of that stuff. And this weird dependency on these MLM products that are typically giving you more energy and also suppressing your appetite. So you move more and you're eating less.
Yeah.
So I know it's not that formula is not that simple for everybody, but anyways, okay. I'm done talking about that.
No, that was great.
Thank you.
That was great.
This morning, and I drove through McDonald's, and I had an Egg McMuffin and a Coke.
Okay.
And then a couple hours later, I was in Portland, Oregon, and I was hungry. I drove off the freeway. I drove through Burger King, and I got a Whopper and some fries
not better
and a Coke.
choices.
And now I'm sitting here with you.
Come on.
And he started laughing, and he said, that kind of proves my point.
Right up. Shoulders
Okay.
over.
Let's do this thing. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you so much.
That's awesome.
He said, the truth is we live these fast-paced, crazy lives, and we eat a lot of fast food, but even if we're not eating fast food, we're eating a lot.
You know, Panera has a drive-through. You could get a smoothie. And there's nothing wrong
Subway?
with it either. You could go to Subway. Like, they're villainizing some of this stuff, and it's like, again, they're not staying in their own lane, and they're saying like, oh yeah, if you've ever gone through a drive-through, you need Q Sciences. Like, that's the jump that he's like building to. He's saying, oh yeah, do you eat on the run? Then you know that you have nutritional deficit because there's not as much nutrition in food as there used to be, blah 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 blah. And it's like, work with a registered dietitian. That's my recommendation, because guess what? They can work with like, they have an understanding of like stuff in people's bodies, not just like, it's not just you know, nutrition and like exercise. If you're someone like me who has some chronic pain and you got some other stuff going on, like, they can work with you and your doctor and like working up to something. Like, it's, and this guy's gonna say like, oh, we have the answer, and the pharmaceutical companies want to keep this answer away from you because they just want to keep you sick so they can be rich. This dude wants you to be on an auto ship so he can stay rich. So like, I mean, let's look at, I think Hannah says this, look at the person, or look at the source, remember the motive. And
yeah,
look at that. Use that same logic here, for the love of sanity.
Brandy just gifted 5 memberships on my channel. Brandy?
Oh, yes.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. This is for you, friend. Thank you, Brandy.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Oh God, appreciate you so much.
Processed food, and if you examine what you've eaten a lot of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Very little, if any, micronutrients, minerals, vitamins, amino acids.
Did you know that there's bodybuilders out there? Sorry, food talk. I'm gonna wave when it's safe again. Did you know there's food? There's like Sohee Fit, Sohee Lee. She has done a competition prep. Oh my God.
I'm telling your wife, Brandy.
I think she has a master's, or she either has a master's or a doctorate, but she's done a competition prep just by macros only to prove a point that it can be done with food that doesn't look like what you would normally do with competition prep. So like, look for experts about this stuff, not this dude villainizing food. Because yeah, and you also, on a side note, there's food deserts. So you shaming and scaring people, saying like, oh, if it's not organic, grown wherever it's grown, then it's not good. Like, stop it. I'm done with my food rant.
Wait, I'm
safe. Oh,
not
you're
oh no, I mean, I'm not gonna. I know we're waving. Stop. You need all 3 of those: proteins, fats, and carbs. So let's think about this. This is somebody that used to play in the NFL.
Yep.
That probably had access to, did have access to trainers, dietitians, people that put his food together and had all the snacks ready at the training facility and all of that stuff. He knows how important all of this stuff is. He knows how to eat. He probably knows what he's doing when going through the drive-through. Also, just because it's fast food doesn't mean it's bad. There's no good or bad food. There's no moral value to food.
Yeah.
And if you want to have something, this is something that I have learned over time. If you have a craving for something, have it, but what can you add to it? If it's a carb rich thing, you know, it's a lot of carbs, how can you get more protein in it? You don't have to do this, you know, all or nothing, black and white, super restrictive thing with food. Have what you want. And then what can you add to it to make sure that you're getting some protein so that you're full instead of those quick carbs? Have some protein and you know what I mean? Like I have learned that I've made this so much harder over the years by overthinking and listening to people like this knucklehead right here.
Yeah. What did someone say earlier? A chuckle nugget? What was that? I don't remember what they
Chuckle
said.
nugget.
I don't remember what they said, but I was like,
I think that's what it was.
because it's such a tame, like, name calling situation. Like, it's kind of friendly. You kind of smile when you know.
I think it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
They can call me a chuckle nugget too. I don't care.
I love it.
Because refer to the Deion Sanders quote that I gave earlier. Because we do not care. Okay.
We're gonna have to find that clip and make it a soundbite for you.
In those things that you've eaten. And that's why we have the nutrition issue that we have today. Now, this meeting took place in 2012.
Let's see your
11
sources.
years ago. Okay? He said, go look at the RDA stats. The RDA stats, the recommended dietary allowance statistics, that's what the medical community thinks that we need in our food, in our diet every day to remain healthy and strong and vibrant. He said, go look at those stats, it'll blow your mind.
Okay.
Because in many cases, especially with the minerals, we don't even get half of what the medical community thinks we need anymore in our diets. And then he paused, and then he said this. He said, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that if you just didn't pull off and go to McDonald's or Burger King, and you pulled off and bought an apple or a carrot or something healthy, that it would be different. And he said, good thought, but still doesn't work. He said they've done a study, and what they
Carrots aren't carrots anymore, and apples aren't apples anymore. They're in I will tell you from one formerly crunchier person, because I was in Young Living for so long. They're like, you cannot really trust that you're getting stuff because foods aren't as nutritious as they used to be, and wheat isn't what it used to be, and they go on and on into this whole thing to create an ecosystem where you want to buy their product. So I think,
again, pay attention to the intention.
Yeah.
The motivation. This is not, hey, let's pay attention to the food that we're eating. Let's look at the labels. Let's, plan ahead of time. No, this is about an MLM company's CEO selling more CBD labeled as THC free when it's a broad spectrum or a full spectrum CBD. So just remember that as we're watching this.
I know this is going to be wild too, because he's villainizing food or saying like, hey, there's not as much minerals, and like, where are you going to go? And it's like, well, you also have added stuff to your products that people actually didn't want in them because they've lost jobs over it. So allegedly, but who am I to say this? I'm just a hater.
Exactly.
They found is that if you ate the same basket of fruits and vegetables that your great-grandparents ate 50 to 75 years ago, you would have to eat 6 servings today to equal the nutrient content that your grandparents got from that same basket of fruits and vegetables. And he said, Mark, it's not possible to eat 6 servings. And he said the whole issue is that the nutrients are not in the soils anymore, and that's really the issue. And today, you cannot meet the RDA stats without supplementation. So he said, you can make a difference, but you've got to do it different.
You think, my bad. You think your CBD is the supplementation difference? Because otherwise, why would he be saying any of this?
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense. Also, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he is creating this atmosphere here at this convention that they are, the people with the capital T, the capital truth of, the supplementation that people need. And it's like, good God, like, no.
Melissa says, sir, our grandparents also put tuna in Jell-O. Tuna in Jell-O.
Oh my God. I can just imagine a shirt with like a little tuna fish and a little Jell-O mold and like a little cap that says, help me,
Listen, the tuna and Jell-O thing makes me feel like I'm watching somebody take trim from Modair. It gives me that. I don't like it. I don't like it here.
I would listen to someone describe trim like they were promoting it, and it was like, it's so good. And I'm like, have you looked at the texture of that? Like, do you? Ugh. Nope. No.
I don't care what flavor it is.
Oh my God.
That's not even true. Hey, Jessica, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Appreciate you. That is not true. I get frequent blood work and I am fine on all my nutrients. By the way, and thank you for that. The only time you should be supplementing anything is if your doctor is looking at your blood. I was going to say blood. I combined blood and lab together. How? I have no idea. But your doctor is looking at your lab work and saying, hey, we're deficient in these, or you're deficient in these areas. Here are some ways that you can change that.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to advocate for yourself at the doctor's office. So like bring a battle buddy with you. Like if you have someone in your life that's free that can go with you, like sometimes that's the support you need to be able to say like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling my best. I would love to do some blood work to see where I'm at. And if your doctor isn't accepting to do that, like maybe find a new doctor if you can, or because you have your advocate there with you, you can say, no, I really am interested in doing some blood work to be able to see for myself and have you interpret it because you're the doctor, and I know everyone's experience is different with doctors. So as someone who's scared, I just want to encourage people to.
Yeah, but look at you doing all the things.
I know. I'm going to the foot doctor.
Like you're doing you're doing it.
I was like going to no doctor for 10 years to 8 doctors in 6 months.
You're jumping right in.
Let's go.
Okay, so I drove back to Seattle. I think I did drive through the Burger King on the way home.
Of course you did. Got a villainize
He gave me
food.
a bunch of research to look up, which I did. Found out he was telling me the truth. I drove back down to Eugene, Oregon 2 weeks later, and I hired him. And we got started.
Of course you did.
Took us a couple months. We came up with a micronutrient complex. This is a friend of mine named Jimmy. We're getting ready for the first.
I'm sorry. It took you a couple months to create a product that you're a couple months. Does anybody else see a problem with that?
I do, because they're still at this conference having testosterone beta testers where they slap patches on people and see how they felt. That according to them. Ew. No.
Oh my God.
Come on. It's not a beta tester. That's someone with an invested a vested interest in that product going to market because they are going to make commission and they are 100% commission based. So like, how can that person be a true beta tester? In my opinion, I don't think they can be. Oh, and if you can't see this picture, he's going to describe it, but there's a bottle on the table and there are pills on a napkin, and he's going to describe to you what he is doing, but it's going to make you nervous.
We're going to rage, aren't we?
Yeah.
Meeting that we were going to have. It was a meeting just to kind of present to some family and friends and others what we were thinking. That's really all the meeting was intended to do. Jimmy, you see there on that picture, he's sitting at a conference table. There's a bunch of capsules. There's a couple bottles. And what we're doing is we're taking these capsules and we're putting them in these nondescript little bottles, and we're putting like 12 or 15 capsules in there because
He's not wearing gloves.
Nope.
This is not a controlled environment.
Nope. Is the desk clean? Is like, I mean, he's not wearing a mask. He's not wearing a hairnet. He's touching it with his hands. Like, what? I'm just grossed out. I hope, like, if a pharmacist is watching this, I mean, Eloise is probably asleep right now, but if Eloise watches the replay, like, she's probably going to lose her mind too, because it's awful.
I hate this.
Screams in GMP. Melissa. Oh my God. I can't believe this is real life. I can't believe he's
showing this.
I know. And he's proud to show it. He's proud to show it. So
I want to send people home with samples. And about that time, my son walked in. This is my oldest son with Colleen, my wife. My oldest son's a lawyer. And he said, so today's the day that you want to go to jail.
Someone's talking sense.
And Jimmy and I looked at him and said, what are you talking about? And he said, you're going to go to jail. And I said, why are we going to go to jail? And he said, because you cannot give people a nondescript bottle with pills in there and not tell them what it is. You're going to go to jail.
Dude again, just maybe a sign of future behavior of, I want to do this and I don't really, it seemed to care about the rules in place to protect the consumer. Maybe he does now. He has a legal team now. I get that. He wasn't even wearing gloves. Like his son saying, no, you can't give nondescript bottles with no descriptions with pills. But he's also like, where's the sanitary environment? Where is like the caring about the consumer to make sure like we're not just, I don't know, spreading germs everywhere? What the hell?
They went from not labeling to mislabeling, allegedly, of course.
I'm clipping that. I'm putting that on Instagram. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my God. So I said, okay, what do we need to do? He said, you need to put a label on there, some kind of label. So we said, okay, fine, we got it. We went and got an inkjet printer. We got some labels at Office Depot, some sticky labels, and we said, some minerals and vitamins won't kill you. That was our label.
Good for you.
And that satisfied him, and we did not go to jail.
Yet.
This was our first meeting. It was just down the street from here. There were 37 people there. Again, it was just to kind of talk about what we were thinking, the direction we were going.
Can I just say this? Like, just for general PowerPoint, I don't know, funsies for the people in the chat. When you're going to show a picture on your PowerPoint presentation / Canva presentation / Google Slides presentation, whatever it is, the bigger the picture, the better. He has like so much room. He could have made it way easier for the audience to see. Can they see it? Not really, because it's so small on the slide. Does this matter in the grand scheme of multi-level marketing takedowns? No, it does not. But I wouldn't give a company money if they were showing me stuff like this. I'll tell you that right now.
This is giving the Last Supper.
It is giving Last Supper. Also,
this is giving
matters.
Randy, I'm so glad that she said the size of your picture. And I went, that's why I was laughing. I was like, oh, Brandy's going to say something. I already know it's coming. This is giving like the MLM Last Supper. This is giving this picture.
I should zoom in and this is, I downloaded this in 1080p. I can take a good screenshot later. The Last Supper. Oh my God. Can you imagine Clowntown doing one of their like memes they do where they have like, you know, the swipe through picture of you know, Brian Undy with his middle finger. No, Eric Worre with his middle finger. They do it all the time. Clowntown does this all the time. I'm like, the Last Supper, religious manipulation that has happened at this conference. We have to do it here. We
100%. This needs to happen.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Paging Julie Anderson for Last Supper take 2. Seriously.
Send them home with some samples. After this meeting, it was sometime later, we decided that we would market and distribute the products in this channel of direct sales.
Could you just zoom
and we
in?
did because Mr. Jimmy Coster, the guy in that picture with the capsule, said, listen, because we were talking about how we're going to.
Someone downloaded this off of Canva Premium and then wrote direct sales on it. What? What is happening?
Making an impact with this slide, I see.
I know. You know what I would have, like, in 7th grade, I would have failed this presentation with slides that look like this. I would have.
To distribute the products, which is always something that comes up when you start a business. How are you going to actually get this product in the hands of a consumer? And he said, wait a minute. He said, let's go back to that list you talked about. He said, if we put this in direct sales, and I should tell you that Jimmy had a big background in direct sales. He said, if we put this in direct sales, we can accomplish all 3 of these things.
We get to win whether our distributor base wins or loses because we are going to be making our money back because the price of the product is we cover the cost of making it, we cover our salaries, and then we price it even more so that it pays all of the commissionable lines. What?
Whose financial circumstances are improving? Because it's not the distributors.
It is.
By the way.
It is. Yep. We got a widow word. We do. If you don't know, a widow word is when a word is by itself on one line. And normally you wouldn't want to do that in a situation. So you don't want, you don't want someone to be lonely. And so you just do a soft return. You do shift enter or shift return, depending on what computer you're on, and you can bring it friends. Friends should be together on the last line. So
We love that.
We can improve people's health through the products. We can improve children's health and make a difference in their
my
lives
God.
through the products. And if we allow people to share the products with a business of their own, with their families and friends, and compensate them for that, we can improve their financial circumstances. Mark, why would you not put this in direct sales? This product is perfect for this channel.
Is
And
it?
that's what we did, and that's how we ended up in direct sales, and that's how we ended up here today.
Mm-hmm.
We began shipping the product on January 1st, which was kind of fun. We weren't really ready, but we scrambled
Oh my God.
and started shipping on January 1st. We did pretty well for a couple years.
I love
we grew
that
pretty quickly.
he doesn't have an actual picture of the first shipment of the boxes of stuff that went out. He just freaking went to Canva and got random boxes. Like,
I feel
what
like
are you doing?
I feel like you pulled this from like Uline or something.
Yes, seriously. That's what it feels like. Of course, yeah. Still no labels, I see. Ooh, burn, Sarah. Oh my God.
And then we stalled. We absolutely stalled and had no growth for about a 2-year time period. And during that time period, I hired a couple of consultants to try and take a look at us and examine what we were doing to see if we could do something different to kind of get things moving again. I'll be honest, the first few consultants we hired were not very helpful. Wasn't a great experience.
What kind of
And
consultants?
then I met this couple.
Oh my God.
This is
Okay.
Jake and
Follow this Secret Scroll Squad on my channel. Y'all know I love a conspiracy trail. So this, Mark is going to tell you the trail of the people, how he started getting his company to grow. And I just want you to pay attention to how close the connections are to Tara and Mike, the people who whistle blew on Q Sciences for having THC in their product. I'm just keep that in mind as we're watching this.
Sarah Spencer that don't know.
Jake and Sarah.
And initially we hired Jake as a consultant, and Jake came into the office. We were in a different office. For those that know where we are today, we were up the road about a half a mile.
Good night, Kareen.
And Jake, for 2 weeks, didn't say much of anything. He took a lot of notes. He sat in the back of most meeting rooms, didn't say anything. And after 2 weeks, I was thinking, wow, I hope he's going to say something at some point. Finally he did. I came into the office and he said, hey,
That's actually the sign of a good consultant if they are looking to see how the company already works. So like Mark is making a joke about that, and I don't have any love in my heart for Jake, but that's actually like what you should do as a consultant, is to see how the company works and take notes and be able to see where the actual problems are, not just problems that you think are going to be there. So I want to give like kudos when I can, not just, hating is my second language. So I don't know.
got some ideas for you. I've spent 2 weeks kind of trying to get a feel for you, get a sense of where you want to take this company. And I've got some ideas for you. So coming to the conference room, I went into the conference room. We had a humongous whiteboard in that conference room that kind of took up the whole wall. And he started writing down things that he felt like we needed to change to take the company, in his words, where he felt like I wanted to take it. Okay? And I have to tell you that that was a very daunting list. There was nothing simple on that list. There was nothing like, repaint the lobby or change the carpet or change the logo. There was nothing like that on the list. It was these major league deals, these major league things. The only thing he didn't really want to change was the product line. He thought the product line was great. Didn't need any changes, but everything else he wanted to tweak in some way, in some cases totally overhaul. And I remember going home that night thinking, wow, this is crazy. If we go down this road and make these changes and these changes don't work, we're done. Because I can't go down this road and make these changes, and 2 months later, if they don't work, go back to all of you and say, gee, I'm really sorry, we're going back to the way it was. That was not going to ever work. And so if we made these changes, it was going to be all or nothing, which was a scary proposition.
Didn't they make didn't they make 15 comp plan changes or something at their convention? Something like that?
Yep. And Jake basically told us all about them and how great of a change they were, and people were cheering from the seats, and it was just like, ugh. They made a ton of changes, and he said, "Don't expect me to. Y'all better do something good with these changes because don't expect a new change coming in March." And I was like, Jake, do you need to be on a vacation? Because like, what is happening?
Jake needs to be taking his own product that allegedly has THC in it, so he'll chill. So he'll calm down. Also, hey Jake, if your comp plan were so amazing, why would you need to make like 15 changes? I mean, that math doesn't really add up.
There was a great exodus of people from Q Sciences. Was it because, that could be because of a lot of different things, but they're apparently getting a big bonus on people if they rank up this month to a certain level. It's an unlimited amount of bonuses for someone hitting a specific rank, and it's a chunk of money. So I'm guessing they're gonna stack people to a rank, and they're gonna get a lot of bonuses for it. So
sounds like a fast start program to try and keep people in the company.
Yep. 100%.
And so it took me about 2 or 3 days, but here's the thing, and I can't really explain it other than to tell you that I just had this gut feeling that Jake was right. And further, I had this gut feeling that I could trust him. And I really can't explain it other than to say it just like that. And so I came into the office and I said to Jake, okay, let's go and let's get started. And we did, and we've never looked back. Now here's the thing, why did we make those changes?
What are we applauding?
Like, what are you doing?
Did you just say the same thing?
Yes. Like, what? And the weird thing is, like, they build these pauses into their speeches, and then they don't land, and then people are like, oh, I was supposed to clap for that. And so then it's an awkward, like, clap, and it's not, I don't know, it's just an eye roll for me. It's just
fair. What are you applauding? I don't understand.
It really came down to this. Were we willing to risk something good to be something great?
Wait.
And the truth was...
Why is the first part of this sentence capital? Like all the words are capitals. The middle is not. The bottom is in all caps and underlined. What is happening?
And the exclamation point is white. And I was like,
they had to like highlight that to change that to make it white.
I know, God, it's so bad. I don't even know what to tell you. Y'all know. Y'all better be PowerPoint experts after this. God, it's like,
why is this even a slide?
I'm a multi-millionaire business owner with Q Sciences, and these are the PowerPoint slides that I'm going to show you to really let you know that you can trust our company. Ta-da! No, this is awful. This is so bad.
Is this supposed to be like a quote? Like,
yes. Maybe it's like an adulteration of Good to Great. From that self-help book, but oh God, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It's bad. It's so bad.
As I thought about this and mulled this over so many times in my mind, we never intended to be good. That was never the objective. The objective always was to be great. And the reason why is because we wanted to make a difference, and we knew we had to be great to make a difference. But this was the other reason. Because I knew there was going to come a day that I was going to meet you, and you were going to introduce me to your family and to your friends. And on that day, being good was never going to be good enough.
I'm sorry. Because is bolded, good is bolded. They're in different colors. Was never going to be is in all caps, unbolded, good enough, all caps, and bolded. And then the exclamation point is white. What? Like, who did this? Like, what is this communicating? Like, oh yeah, we're a $100 million whatever company, and I don't know. Like we
It
have
doesn't here.
It doesn't. I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't. I just. It's awful. This is so bad. This is so bad.
It's awful.
Whoops. I don't know what I did. Hopefully. Whoa, it's paused. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in. We're at 16:58. Hold on. Remove. Let me put it back in. Technical difficulties. Were we surprised? No.
We just keep rolling with it. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to mute this, add, unmute, and we're going to go to 16:58. Oh.
Thank you.
Why is it not playing? Okay. Remove. Don't know why it's not playing. Let me put it in here. Sorry, guys. And okay.
Yeah, we definitely can handle technical difficulties because it happens to me all the time.
Let's see. Good enough. Dang. Okay. So I'm going to share a screen instead. And if it echoes, just let me know and I'll change the input. Share. And add to stage. And let me move this over here and put that up. Okay.
DC's patience is amazing. Can we all just talk about that? It's amazing. Me, I'm like panicked. I'm like, DC, what's going on? She's like, oh, very easy. Just do this and do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's crazy.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's messed. Stop sharing. Let me see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compress it really quickly. Let me see if I can do that.
Oh, that's a good idea. When in doubt, compress it with handbrake. That's what I've learned. One of the things from DC. Anyways, how are y'all doing? Now is a good time for a little bit of a break.
Indeed.
You know, so you can grab a drink, grab a snack.
Yeah, hydrate. Take your meds if you haven't taken your meds yet.
Yes, absolutely.
Fast web. We want really fast.
I do like the stormy background though.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect for Q Sciences, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very fast, 1080. Let's see.
I just wonder if the SEC would investigate their FFM program.
Oh, I think so.
You know?
I think so. Well, one, that's the part of their pitch. They're telling people join our company for financial freedom, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get them plugged into something that they benefit off of by keeping people stuck in there, and that money that's invested in their program is funneled to keep their business afloat, in my opinion. You know, it's twisty.
And then the huge fees if you want to take out the money. I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. Also, thank you for the compliment on our hair. We appreciate you. Can you guys see this?
Yes, it's beautiful. What brand is it? Where do we buy it?
Queen Cosmetics. I am not affiliated, although I would love to be. This is the color Euphoria. And I think for Halloween, I think I'm going to do a black lip on some live streams.
Heck yeah. Okay, hopefully that's it. And I'm going to go to the middle. And we're going to share.
We're just taking a quick little break in case you're hopping on, chatting about different things. DC is fixing the video. We're having some trouble, so she's handling that like the G that she is.
So just in case y'all wonder, if you're a creator and you do streaming stuff, that sometimes because we're pushing a lot of information from a desktop onto the internet or whatever, the file size could have an issue. The file itself could have an issue, or the size of it could. So you can fix it by either we loaded it in as a video that messed up. And so then we dropped the video into a Chrome tab so you can drop the actual file into the address bar, press enter, and share that. If that doesn't work, then you can compress it and handbrake to try to fix the file. Sometimes that works. And if this isn't going to work, we're going to play it straight from the playlist in YouTube. So we'll just see what happens. So let's see.
I don't know if you guys can see how sparkly this is.
I love it.
But
We need
it's very sparkly.
Oh, heck yeah. You're going to have to put a link in your description after the stream. So we can all
again, I'm not like, I don't have an affiliate link or anything. I just really love the product. I have three colors.
Oh, heck yeah. That's awesome.
This one is my favorite. No, I think FaceTime is my favorite, but I also do like this one.
Oh, yeah. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We went on a tangent.
You
It's
did.
going to work. Watch.
Nope. Their file has an issue. Okay. That's okay. We have another option.
All right.
In a second. I'm going to go open programs, open websites, go to Q Sciences.
What did you have for dinner?
Yeah.
Because it's Taco Tuesday here. So I'm about to have some potato tacos and I'm real excited about it.
That sounds really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that they have this playlist for us.
Yep. It's the best.
Keep that up, Q Sciences.
New tab. Okay. Perfect. Let's try. Okay.
Thanks for bearing with us, y'all. We appreciate you.
Risk something good to be great.
It does transfer. The lip gloss does transfer a little bit. However, it is not gritty like some. It's not gritty at all, which I love. Pizza, mac and cheese, pasta, absolutely. Calzones. Oh, that sounds good.
That does sound good.
Kimchi flavored noodles and rice. Yes, we love that. I have some kimchi pickles in my fridge.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
Oh,
Are they to die for?
Steaks. Yeah, they're so good. Steaks, absolutely.
Ooh,
Lentil and cauliflower medley.
Chicken nuggets and zucchini carrot stir fry. That sounds awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Okay, everybody cross their fingers, cross your toes, cross everything that you can think of crossing. So here we go.
And on that day, being good was never going to be good enough. It wasn't going to be good enough for you, and it wasn't going to be good enough for me, and it wasn't going to be good enough for us. So we went down the road and made the changes. And as I said, we've never looked back. The first person that Jake called was this gentleman.
The first person that Jake, so Mark goes to Jake first. So their relationship, super close. Jake, if you don't know who this dude is, it's Brandon Stevens. Okay? So are we I know I'm not going to talk slow. Y'all get it. You're way smart. You're super slews. I'm just saying, isn't this so twisty, Aaron? Like
Didn't they know each other from ACN?
I think they did. And it's just wild to see them so, I don't know, so like blatantly saying like, yeah, this super close tie, then this super close tie. It's just uncanny. I don't know.
I have a question.
Yes.
Isn't this like a living, breathing example of cross promoting?
Maybe. Anybody want to sue? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm just
for legal purposes. That's a joke.
Yes, for legal purposes.
Thanks, Jennifer.
And I am really proud to tell you that this gentleman yesterday became the second black diamond in this company's history.
Can you pause that? And how, Mark? How did he do that?
Especially when he was at such a lowly rank in January. I
am not stating this as a fact, but let's look at all the pieces, shall we? Tara, it was terminated, allegedly. I think she was terminated from Q Sciences. And what happened to her downline? Now, remember earlier in the stream, DC said that you can't see your organizational tree, if you will, in Q Sciences in their back office. So that makes me think if Tara moved anybody, which she probably did, because I'm not saying, but I'm just going to say that's a standard practice in MLM to move people around.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's ethical. I'm just saying it's a standard practice in MLM. Okay. That being said, if Tara moved people around, and then all of a sudden, those people that she moved around, those legs started to disappear in the back office. And all of a sudden, Brandon coming up to convention starts to rank up. And then all of a sudden, they get these leaders with ties to Thailand. I am waiting for Q Sciences to all of a sudden announce that they're going to open in Thailand, because they have these leaders now that, in my opinion, came from another company, which is the same way that what's his name here, Brandon, was probably brought into Q Sciences, and they're just cross-recruiting, in my opinion. So I'm not stating any of this as a fact. I'm just saying, when you look at the numbers, you look at, hey, there's not a lot of people at this convention as there were at the beginning of the year. And you look at how long Brandon has been stuck at Diamond. And then you look at how all of a sudden, within a matter of weeks leading up to convention, he all of a sudden is one of the only ones that hit this rank. Then you also add in the fact that Tara was terminated, allegedly. Maybe. I don't even know if I want to say allegedly. I don't think that's the right way. I wonder if some of her legs, now that she was terminated, the company is moving around. They're not going to be able to see that in the back office. And all of a sudden, this guy is popping ranks. And then you have, the drug test that came up positive, and he's accusing people of big girl bullying. Brandon, are you okay?
I don't think so. I definitely do not think so.
My guy.
Y'all are not going to believe the next picture they're going to show. I
just have questions.
My dog's over here wanting more of my food, and I just let him lick my salmon. So,
I'm just saying, when you step back and you look at the big picture, you can clearly see what is going on.
Yep. Yep. They
probably needed Brandon to hit this rank to have something to celebrate at convention. It probably was like a morale type thing.
Yep.
Like, we haven't had anybody, and he's supposed to hit these ranks, and he's supposed to be the top in the company, but he himself hasn't hit these ranks. Let's make him hit these ranks. Let's give him these leaders that are going to, go crazy and recruit in Thailand that we're not even open in, allegedly, of course. Let's make all of this happen, and we're going to put him up on stage. He's going to hit the rank as soon as he's up on stage, which the timing of that, weird. Yep. And we're just gonna, we're gonna highlight him, and he's gonna celebrate it, and this is gonna be amazing. We're gonna put it all over social media. Meanwhile, the people that are in Q Sciences that have been in my inbox are like, this doesn't make any sense. We all see what's going on.
Yeah, and just in general, how do you go from 750,000 volume to 1 million volume in 3 weeks? I'm just saying, is it possible to do that?
If you're cross-recruiting.
If you're cross-recruiting, maybe, but
if we're bringing in leaders,
yeah,
and all of those leaders are buying some sort of a large package to start in the MLM, absolutely, it's possible. And it adds up very quickly. And we're talking about, from what it looks like on their social media, these two leaders that have ties to Thailand, these two leaders are serial MLMers, it looks like to me. And when you look at some of their stuff, I think they joined around August 8th, and then they didn't start posting until around August 22nd. So they were probably working out all of the bugs and messaging behind the scenes so that, all of a sudden all of these people met, and then they started to go on this tour around the States.
Yep.
And meeting with people. And so I think the cross recruiting is that's just my opinion. The moving of legs, if that is happening, because again, I'm not stating that as a fact, in addition to these leaders. And I think that's how he had an extra 250K in volume, allegedly.
Yeah. And what's interesting is Well, you'll have to wait to see the next picture because we know that I have found the Tara's direct upline was the Philippones, and we're about to see the next picture. So if you're wondering like how close everyone knew about the drug stuff, you're not gonna wonder anymore.
But it's funny how he ended up here, because when Jake called him, Brandon knew Jake. Brandon agreed to come. He flew from Dallas into Salt Lake City, but he had no intention to stay, which is why he didn't bring anything with him. He was going to come in and very politely listen to what Jake and I talked to him about. He didn't know me, but he knew Jake. Very politely listen, then very politely say thank you, but no thank you, best of luck, and then turn right around, go to the airport, and fly back to Dallas. He had a ticket 4 hours later. We didn't know that. But when he showed up with nothing, we kind of surmised that was the deal, right?
Weird details.
And
what is the pause?
To me every time.
He's crying.
I don't know what we said.
He's crying. Mark, you're crying?
I would say maybe as a member of the Weeping Willow Club, maybe one of the largest members of the Weeping Willow Club, I can probably say this, like, I'm surprised that he's getting choked up about talking about Brandon Stevens. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Maybe it's just because of the sheer volume that has recently come in.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's happy.
From everything that I talked about already.
Yeah.
I don't know what we said, but Brandon trusted us, and he believed in us, and he decided to come. And he ended up staying a week. We had to take him to Walmart and buy him some change of clothes and a toothbrush.
Walmart? They really took him to Walmart?
And the first person that Brandon called was this couple. Frank and Marielle Filipponi.
That's the first person he called. Yeah. This is Tara's direct upline. The person who whistle blew on the drug test stuff, the THC being in the CBD products. This is Tara's direct upline. So I just think that's interesting. I think that's too
crazy
coincidental to be laying all this out for us in his speech at convention. This is video 1.
It's nuts.
And same thing. I don't know what we said, but they trusted us and they came. And because of those two, this whole thing is blown up and gone where it's gone today.
Because of the cross recruiting, right? Yeah.
Now I know it's a leap of faith when you decide to join Q Sciences. Trust me, we understand. But I want you to think what it was like to join Q Sciences in 2013. In 2013, we didn't have anything. I don't even think we had a flyer that talked about what the positive points of a product was. I honestly don't remember, but I don't think we had anything. And so for those two to come, you talk about a leap of faith. And I'll always be forever grateful to these two couples. So Frank and Marielle, thank you. And Brandon, Shooty, thank you so much. We started with a couple products. Now we got a whole bunch.
Can't see anything.
The floating products.
And it's been quite a ride. I should tell you that Jake and I...
You can't see this either.
In 2020, Jake and I bought the company from the original shareholder group. So Jake and I own the company.
Does this make sense why Jake is so angry on most Zoom calls now? Because he's mad at the dipping market share.
And that's a really important thing for you to know. And it is because in most companies, the CEO and the president, even though they're up front, they're really not running the company. because the people who are running the company they're on the board of directors. It's the board of directors that are running the company, and the CEO and the president take the marching orders from the board of directors. And it just so happens that you never know who the board of director guys are or women are. They're behind some curtain somewhere making the decisions. And
I love that he assumed that board of directors could only be men, and then he randomly threw women in there, or he's, I guess, not even recognizing all the other people out there. So great. Good job, Mark. Good job. I'm being sarcastic.
you only see the CEO and the president. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is the two owners of the company are here in this room today. You get to see them and meet them, and we love meeting you, but it's not being run by some third-party people that you don't know who they are.
Yeah, we know who it is. So again, look at the logical thing. It's not somebody else, it's us. And look at the tree. I recruited Jake. Jake recruited Brandon. Brandon recruited the Filipponis. The Filipponis have recruited Tara. And then we are, without a doubt, left with the certainty that the people who are running Q Sciences is Marc Wilson and Jake Spencer. And how would they not have known about the THC in their product? And that's just me saying, like, something isn't right here.
Yeah. Also, he's saying that it's not a third party that's running it. Who's running the FFM program then, Mark?
Yep.
Because it's not you guys.
Yep.
Allegedly, of course.
Yeah. It's a good question.
Okay, I mentioned that we started with 37 people. This was the first meeting. I don't know how many people are involved now, but I'm sure it's well over 200,000 people. We were shipping to 1 or 2 countries. We're now shipping to 27 countries.
Probably soon to be 28.
Last year, we were deemed to be the 3rd fastest direct selling company in the world. And it's been amazing.
According to who?
We are just getting started.
Oh my God.
We are just getting started.
Yeah, right.
Okay, people often ask me if I'm surprised by what's happened in the last few years.
Dear God.
And truthfully, I am. And they ask me, what are my emotions about all that? And this is what I say. Martin Luther King said that
oh God.
faith was
Stop
having
it.
the courage to take the first few steps, even though you don't see the top of the staircase. And for whatever reason, when this idea came to me to get started, hoping to make a difference around health and wellness for people and families, I had the faith and the courage to take the first few steps. And then this is how it works for me. I take the first few steps, it's as far as I can see. But after taking the first few steps, what happens? The next few steps come into view. And you kind of stand there on that step for a minute and decide if you're going to go forward in those next 2 steps, because that's all you can see. And for whatever reason, I've had the faith and the courage to take the next couple steps. And then what happens? The next few steps appear. And that's how it's gone for me. I will tell you that I still cannot see the top of the staircase. But I've seen enough to know where we're going and what the view is going to look like once we get to the top. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
For the people in the top of the pyramid, it'll be amazing. Oh my God.
The emotion that I feel really is one of gratitude. I'm just so grateful for what together we've been able to do and the impact we've been able to make. I really do.
What was the reason?
Did you know, like, in Canva, and I say this because if you don't have Photoshop, if you don't have Illustrator, fine, you have Canva. You can click on this and then choose remove background, and then you can choose duotone, and you can change the grateful to any color that you'd like to. So you could have changed it to like white on top of the black background, or you could have done your brand teal color, whatever. Like, who did this? Who did this?
Also, why is he quoting MLK?
I don't, because he can, because it's a multi-level marketing conference of twistiness. Like, they literally, he's done this. Who else has done this? I think Ray Higdon's done it. Like, it's just,
You can't tell me for 1 second if MLK were alive today that he would be like, yes, an MLM, it's a great opportunity. For somebody that spoke up for civil rights, there is no way that he would be okay with people being taken advantage of in a multi-level marketing company. There's no way. So the irony of him using an MLK quote in all of this is so ironic to me.
Yeah.
feel like we've made a difference for people and for families. And I'm so excited about where we're headed and how we can grow that to include people around the world as we're starting to do now. I also honestly believe we're going to become a $1 billion brand.
Why is this a
$1
slide?
billion brand. Now, I've said this in the past, and I think sometimes people just think I just say it because it kind of sounds cool.
You do.
Say we're going to be a $1 billion brand. There hasn't really been in the whole history of direct sales. I think there's been 20 or 30 companies maybe that have ever been a $1 billion brand out of the thousands of direct sales companies that there are. But I'm not sure that people take me seriously about this when I say it. I think they think I'm just saying it to be saying it. And I want to walk you through a couple things to show you that we're not just saying it, that we actually have a plan. And we think this plan is going to unfold in the next 5 to 7 years.
Tell me you don't have what it takes without telling me you don't have what it takes. Telling us you're writing out Q Sciences and not your brand font on top of a slide, and then you just say Q Sciences all caps. Hard return, a $1 billion brand. Widow word. No, what are you doing, sir? What is happening?
You know what I think would be an even better goal for them, for a brand in general? Instead of just throwing up a $1 billion brand, we don't know if that is off of the buying from the distributors. If you really want to flex, say that you're a $1 billion brand based on customer sales.
Yep.
Really flex on it. But see, we know that multi-level marketing companies, the majority of the money comes from the distributors. We know that it's basically an endless chain. And if the distributors, and listen, like this is, I've thought about this a whole lot. If the 99.7% of people that are losing money or not making any at all, according to the FTC, if they stopped their auto ship, if they canceled their orders, if they canceled their distributorship, the top people would not be able to flex any of the financial or lifestyle things that they do. They would not have those lifestyles that they did because the 99.7% of people that are losing money or not making any at all are saying, no, I'm not going to do this. So if you're somebody in any multi-level marketing company that happens to be watching this, and I hope you do, I really do. And I know I can speak for DC on this because her and I have had lots of conversations about it. If you're in an MLM and you're going, oh, that 99.7, that might be me. And you have no idea what you are making or losing, if anything at all, do a profit and loss statement.
Yep.
Ask for an itemized 1099 from your company when it comes to tax time, and start asking yourself questions. Don't go to your upline. Don't go to any of the people in your company. Go to somebody that you trust that is not a part of the company and start asking some questions. Look at your numbers, look at your bank account. It's something as simple as a profit and loss statement. You know, how much am I spending on these products every single month on the multiple accounts that more than likely you have and have been coached to have. It's not your fault. And start looking at what you're spending versus what you're making, if anything at all, and ask yourself, am I really helping myself here or am I helping my upline? Because the data shows us time and time again that those purchases that you're making to put yourself financially in the hole, to say that you are a part of a company, paying to say that you're a part of a company, is funding the lifestyle of your upline.
Yep.
Your upline is doing the things that they are and buying the things that they are because you are making those purchases. That's not me trying to be, mean. I'm trying to be really direct in this, because if the 99.7% of people said enough is enough, none of this we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. The only reason that these companies are open is because of the financial sacrifices of their distributors. And here's the cool thing. If you're nervous about doing the profit and loss statement, if you're like scared about what it's going to say, you win either way. If you are making money, you win. You shut us up and you get to know that you're actually afloat. Not only are you afloat, you're cruising. And if you're not making money, you get to plug a hole in a sinking ship, meaning you get to you get to pivot by either not buying what you're buying monthly so that you can stop losing money. You can make an educated decision by like choosing to do something better with like how you're doing your time, or maybe saying I'm going to back off and not do put as much time into this multi-level marketing opportunity because it's not paying me right now. Or you can leave. You could finally have answers and say, oh my gosh, I've lost $10,000 this year. I'm not going to continue on with this bullshit. You win either way. So that's all I'm going to say. Oh, beautiful. My God. Now back to Mark.
Ugh. Years. Okay. Can you see this? Can you make this out? Yeah, I think you can. This is a chart that we put together, and it shows broadly the market categories that currently we're in, the products that we sell.
Collagen.
It includes all the products that we have
anti-inflammatory
again in broad categories. It includes a couple that you're going to hear about this weekend, but we're in about 18 different market categories. And when you start a company, it's kind of important to know how big these market categories are so you kind of can understand what the potential of the company is. I've highlighted a couple areas. I'll come back to the total in just a minute. But let's say you want to be $1 billion company, and let's say the only product that you have is collagen. Collagen, these numbers are in billions. Collagen is a $5 billion industry globally. Okay.
It doesn't mean that you can.
So if you wanted to have a $1 billion company, you'd have to own what percentage of the market share? You'd have to own 20% of the market.
This is false logic, and let me tell you why. Just because there's a potential for a $5 billion, like people are already buying $5 billion worth of collagen in the market. That doesn't mean that your company has taken up any of the market share because maybe someone is not buying your collagen product. And I'm not even good at math. Like they're making these claims like, oh, look at the potential. Well, that's if you can even break into the market. That's okay. I'm going to calm down.
Well, here's the thing. If collagen were a new thing, and I know that this is a main strategy with Q Sciences, getting into these market categories as early as they can. I think that's probably a strategy for most brands. However, collagen is so easily accessible, and there are so many brands that offer collagen that it is a category that doesn't even make sense for them to enter into.
Yep.
Because there are so many options. You can go to Costco. You can go to wherever you shop, and chances are you can find a decent collagen. It's not that, like, oh man, they're the only ones that have it. It's collagen. You can get it from anywhere.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make it seem like they're these, I'm going to use a prove it term. So sorry if this triggers anybody, but he's trying to act like they're a category king in these areas. And there are so many brands that offer something similar, including CBD, except CBD from actual reputable brands is actually going to be labeled correctly. So there's that.
And it's going to be probably cheaper than a multi-level marketing product. Maybe not, 100%. But a lot of times it is. Also, you got a new member. We need a shoulder holder. Bailey is a new YouTube member.
Bailey, welcome. This is for you. Welcome, Bailey. It started over and that messed me up.
Oh,
thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. That's so good. Shoulder smolder is the best time of the streams. It's like
my favorite.
Shoulder, let's go. Okay, here we go.
But if you own 20% of the market and you only had collagen and you only competed in that market, and you truly could capture 20% of the market, you would have a $1 billion company.
No.
Are we tracking?
No, we're not idiot.
Now let's go up and talk about anti-inflammatory. We have an anti-inflammatory.
This is like a bunch of hypothetical stuff, though.
It's called Align, right? Anti-inflammatory market is a $104 billion market globally. Let's just say
that is what people are already buying in the market. That doesn't necessarily mean that Q Sciences takes up a huge chunk of that. I don't think they do. If at all,
Motrin called and said we're good. Come on.
yikes.
It was
Tylenol
100
said we
billion.
got this. Like what?
If you're talking about the true brand, like I'm not saying Tylenol's the best brand of all time, but the way they handled the issue in the 80s before they started putting the I don't know, the metallic cover on top of the pills because of that situation, they recalled all of their medicine. They took the L, they spent a ton on marketing, and now they are still one of the top, if not the leader in the industry for over-the-counter pain med because of them saving a huge issue that happened. And what do we see here with Q Sciences? No, we're not gonna recall anything. We're just gonna gaslight people. Okay, Mark. See how that works. And Anne and Jake, see how that works. See how that works. Oh my God.
And let's say you wanted to have a $1 billion company. What market share would you have to have? 1%. You only need 1% of that market.
Tamper-proof.
Okay? So it's important to know these numbers when you start because it's going to dictate your strategy as a company. Now, we don't have 1 or 2 products. We're in 18 categories. And the total market or addressable market for those 18 categories globally today is almost $1.6 trillion.
You don't have any of that.
Trending to $2.6 trillion by 2030. That's where this is going.
I'm going to show you an Excel spreadsheet, and then I'm going to like circle some parts with some red like rectangles, and I'm going to show you that like we're going to be totally good in 2024. Like really, trust me, bro. What are you saying, Mark? Like, come on. This is making me so mad. And it's just like people are smarter than this. At least the live chat's smarter than this. Like we know, like it's not. Again, people, for example, Monate or whatever, saying that, oh, we're the #1 hair care, blah blah blah. No, you're not. It's easily like you can just search it and you can see who has the top market share. It's I don't think it's Pantene. I don't remember who it is, but it's not Monate. It's not Monate. So you can look it up. Is Q Sciences the #1 in the anti-inflammatory category? No. Are they even over 1% into this category? No, they're not.
I was just going to say, I want to see the percentage that they have in each category. And then also I would love to see the breakdown of whatever percentage that is, the percentage that comes from distributors buying and the percent that comes from customers. Because really, I feel like what would be the most important for a brand is the amount of customers that you have.
Yep.
So him showing all of this stuff, I feel like is him just trying to look smart to the audience. Like this is where we're going, and then the distributors at this event are going to repeat that same language. We're about to be a $1 billion brand, but none of them, I feel like, really even know what that means. I don't even think Mark knows what that means, honestly.
Yeah. Or if he does, then he is purposely twisting this to try to manipulate the people who are giving their hard-earned money to him. And it's so like it's icky to watch him do this.
Yeah. It's manipulative.
Okay.
That's what this is.
Yeah. If it was meaningful, he would have said, here's what Q is doing, and here is how much percentage that we take above the market, and here's what we're projecting to do in 2024. They would have shown a year-over-year growth and shown us some meaningful numbers and said, look, maybe we're at 0.3% of 104 whatever billion global market, whatever. He would have had some integrity to do this, and he just doesn't. He's, in my opinion,
I feel like a leader would say, okay, this is where we're at. This is where we've been trending, just like you said, DC, that over the last few years. This is where we want to be. These are the categories that we want to push. If we're going to be, I'm just going to use his examples. If we're going to be in the anti-inflammatory market, which whatever, leave people alone. By the way, Mark, thank you. But if you were a brand that were trying to get into that category, then you would want your sales team to promote, run some ads, and do things that is going to help you increase the market shares in that category. Yep. Same thing with the collagen, but see, like, he's not explaining that to his people this way. He's not showing the numbers. He's just showing the percentage of market categories and all of that stuff, but he's not showing where Q Science is. And I feel like it is a missed opportunity as a leader to say, this is where we're at and this is where we want to go. I'm not trying to give them ideas, but I think that it's important if you want people to take ownership in the company and really be a part of it and really, believe in what you're doing, show them the actual numbers. But we know that MLMs are not going to do that, because if they did show the numbers, they would be abysmal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe, because the majority of the sales comes from the distributors actually buying the product. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I think it's a missed opportunity for him to be like, this is where we're at in each category. This is where we want to be. These are the products that we want to put on sale, or our company is going to start running ads. I mean, obviously it wouldn't work if it's an MLM, because then people would be buying from the company and not the distributor. But speaking kind of from a retail brand perspective, that would be very easy to say, we're going to run ads on this. We're going to watch each ad. We're going to study the analytical data and go from there. But I mean, we're talking about MLM here. So.
Yeah, and I mean, to break into $104 billion industry, you'd probably have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on marketing, like true marketing. You wouldn't, and what I'm guessing someone like in an MLM would do is they want to transition out of the MLM model at some point, or as a last ditch effort, so they get as much money as they can from their distributors to create a tipping point where they can jump into the like consumer market, kind of like what Advocare did with their Spark products. Because while I think they still have some distributors, I'm not sure, they had to completely restructure because they got in trouble for schmear things. So I hope that's not the case, because who gets screwed in that process? The distributors do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's frustrating.
Okay. So if we only had 1% of the market,
you'll
today,
never have 1% of the market.
$15.7 billion business. So let's reduce that by a factor of 10. We only had 0.1% of the market. We would have a $1.6 billion business. We're not playing. We're not just saying these things because they sound cool. This we can do. This we are going to do.
Point one.
It's going to happen in the next 5 to 7
Okay,
years.
but hold on a second. It's all fine and dandy to say, to run these numbers. The people in this audience and that are watching, that are in Q Sciences, have no idea where they are currently at. They could be at 0.0001% of the market. And I feel like I'm being generous when I say that. So he wants them to jump from whatever that number is that they are in each of these categories, and he wants them to jump to 0.1. It sounds like a small number the way that he's explaining it, but if you don't know, if there's no context, if you don't know where the company is currently at, they're just cheering because they're like, oh yeah, we can totally do that. But wait,
0.1.
What's the starting line?
Yep. And he also said we're going to get to 0.1 in 5 to 7 years. So come on.
I don't think so.
I don't
think so. I honestly think that in the next, I don't want to put a time period on it, but I think Q Sciences is going to need to bring in an investor. I think that they're going to have some major financial problems with all of the coverage and everything that has come out. I think that more and more people are going to go, oh, this is Q Sciences. I'm not really sure I want to be a part of that, because they used to be a little bit more covert than they are now. And with all of this stuff with the THC and just all the creators that have covered Q Sciences over however many years, all of it together, I think is press that I don't think they're necessarily going to be able to recover from.
Yeah. I mean, we hope so. And the powerful thing is, if the distributors realized how much they were responsible for a company being successful, and they could really shut down a company by just not purchasing. Literally, they could do that.
Literally could shut down a company.
More so than not, any multi-level marketing company, if the distributor stopped buying for 3 months, I don't see how one multi-level marketing company could last, because
And think about
distributors
this.
are the customers.
Yeah, think about this too. If you've ever been in a multi-level marketing company, feel free to drop the comments if you have, if you feel comfortable, and if not, that's okay too. And think about this. When you turned off the auto ship or you stopped ordering, did you get a message from your upline? Because I bet a lot of you did.
Yep.
I bet a lot of you got a message that said, hey, I saw that you canceled your smart ship, your auto ship, your VIP, whatever they call it, because each company calls it something different.
Yep.
The reason that that happens and the reason that a lot of these companies notify the upline is because that's going to impact that upline's paycheck. So
Yep.
if you cancel the auto ship, you're taking control back.
Yep.
And I'm talking to that 99.7% that thinks that they are making money. Do the profit and loss statement. I'm telling you, I mean, what DC said, absolutely yes. Cancel the auto ship, because that 99.7% of people that are losing money or not making any at all have the power to really make a huge impact in these companies.
Yep. Yep. And the wild thing is, like, because of the way the high control groups work, you really don't think about your power in the context of, oh, well, I'm helping my upline get to the next level, or I'm really participating in something that's good for the world, or I have a really great product that solves a problem that I really believe in, blah, 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 whatever it is. And then if you take a step back, it's like, if the distributors got together and just stopped ordering, they could really impact the company where they, in the one spot they care about. They don't care about you, they care about money, in my opinion.
Yep.
For us to do it, this is the question we have to ask ourselves, and we have to be honest about this. And the
Please be
question
honest,
is, can
Mark.
we
We're in all
compete
caps now.
with these products of ours in these market categories? That's the question now.
Oh,
And there's
God.
different ways to compete. One way to compete is to be the least expensive.
Okay.
And there's another way to compete, and that's to be the best.
Oh my
And I will tell
God.
you that Q Sciences never intended to be anything but the best.
The best. Then label your products
That's where we're
correctly
going to compete.
for the consumer.
Now, there's a lot of ways that
Yeah.
we do that. We do that through product formulations.
I like how
Oh my
we've
God.
gone from like upper and lower case, or just starting of the sentence with the upper case of the word, and then now we've transitioned into screaming at the audience in all caps. And how can you even say that they're the best when they're literally priced to pay out a broken compensation model where the product cost is paid for, the CEO salary and the C-suite's paid for, and like the employee salary is paid for, like all of that cost is worked in, and paying out like the 6 lines of people or however many lines of a distributorship that you get paid out in Q Sciences or whatever other multi-level marketing company you're in. Like, how can you then say, yeah, we're the best, but we're also the most expensive because of our broken compensation model? What?
Mm-hmm. And that's why they rolled out 15 enhancements.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Like,
it's wild. No, thanks.
We do that through the quality of the ingredients. We do that through
THC?
technology. We do that through delivery systems.
The
Oh my
delivery
God.
system where you lied to people about THC being in the product, and then we heard like 15 different Zoom calls where they were like, there's no THC in this. Like, you can't fail a drug test. Come on, Mark.
Oh my God.
I guess Mark doesn't go to the Zoom calls that his president and other people are on. I guess he doesn't listen to those.
Definitely not. They just show his picture.
Yeah. God.
If you go look at our products and examine them carefully, especially compared to what else is in the marketplace, you will find there is something unique about them that
there's THC hidden in it. Like, what like unique things? I'm so mad because do you know how there's so many times in the hypothetical, or I'll just tell you a generic case of what happened. There was an 18-year service member who popped for a drug, and so he is dishonorably discharged, and he doesn't get to retire with the military.
That's
So
awful.
that, you know, like stuff like this can really mess people up. And like, yeah, a lot of service members are just gonna say, or first responders or whatever, are just gonna say like, I'm not gonna take any CBD because I just don't know, because of knuckleheads like this saying, no, there's no way on God's green earth there could be THC in there, not even above 0.3%. Oh, wait, I don't know how 3.5 whatever percent of THC got in that product. I have no idea. That must be secondhand smoke. What are you talking about, my guy?
From the VP of product development from Q Sciences.
Oh, it's like the VP of gaslighting. Come on.
Yeah, if you tested positive, or if somebody you know tested positive, it's probably from somebody smoking marijuana upstairs in the apartment up there.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Literally. You'd think the VP would know that, but we also know that some MLM companies just randomly let people be vice presidents for no logical reason.
That's true. We should actually look into who she is, because I bet she has a long history of previous MLM companies. They usually do, I feel like.
Yep, 100%.
Distinguishes them from everything else in the market with respect to that market category. Because we never intended to have products that were not anything but the best.
Oh.
Anyone else feel like we have the best products?
Oh, slimy.
I would say a product that says there's no THC in it, and then it says that you can scan the back to look at the testing, and then that link is broken, and then you find out that that product has over and above the allowable amount of THC in there, 2 different types of Delta 8 and Delta 9, that would not be the surprise anyone was looking for.
Correct.
That fall under the best category. You know, being surprised by ingredients in a product that you weren't expecting, because that's kind of important for some people to be able to trust the packaging, that's not the best. That seems like the worst.
So for us, it's just now a matter of exposing people to this opportunity and these products. And if we can get people to try the products,
opportunity first,
they'll come to the same conclusion that you have the best products. Now, if we have the best products, this is what I think. This is what I think with respect to our competitive position. I'm not sure others can compete with us.
Oh, God, stop.
Really? Have you looked at your products? Oh, wait, you forgot, because there's surprise THC in your twist product. Like, what are you...
The way that he just said this.
I'm like,
I'm not sure.
Like, I
that other...
Ugh. Oh, it's awful. It's so bad.
Oh, God, Mark, it's embarrassing.
And if that's true, then why can't we be $1 billion brand?
Why can't we be $1 billion brand? Why could we not spell out billion? Like, if that is true, all cap, why not us? Why not now? Stop it.
This is nothing but indoctrination.
Yep.
That's all this is.
And why not us? And why not now? Okay.
Because you have THC popping up in products that said that there were not supposed to be any THC. That is why not you. That is why not now. I hope the entire internet finds out about this.
Mark, why haven't you already done it in 10 years?
Good question. Isn't Spanx a $1 billion brand now? And didn't she, the owner, isn't that either close to being $1 billion brand, and she hasn't?
I'm not sure.
I mean, it was a masterclass. I don't remember. I have to go back.
That's awesome. If it is, that's awesome.
Just the type of people who can bring their companies from 0 to close to $1 billion seem to be incredible at doing that. And they also don't surprise people with surprise ingredients that aren't supposed to be in their products. You know what I mean? So
yeah. We have a shoulder smolder. Hey, Holly Wilcox, thank you for the gifted memberships. I think you gifted one earlier or some earlier, and I apologize for missing that. I forgot to mention it. So, Holly, this is for you. Thank you so much.
Holly Wilcox.
Can't play too much.
Oh my God.
Can't play too much.
Just a little bit to keep him coming back. So
just a little bit. Play the video, DC, before I say something.
So we're not playing. We've got this figured out. 5 to 7 years, I believe we're going to be $1 billion brand. Now, I will tell you, there's someone on our staff who doesn't believe me. Can you believe that? We got someone on our staff doesn't believe the CEO.
And
he doesn't believe me. You're going to get to
Did you
hear from
fire
him
him
later today. His
Ew.
name's Yuichi.
Ew.
And he's over the Asian marketplace. And Yuichi doesn't believe me. Yuichi says, I've got it all wrong. And instead of being a $1 billion brand, we're going to be a $3 to $4 billion brand.
Okay.
But I will tell you in all honesty and in all candor that if we're a $1 billion brand and you'll stay involved and you keep working, many lives in this room will never be the same. Will never be the same.
For the better or for the worse? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I want to shift gears and end it with this.
Thank God.
This is a picture of Brigham Young.
No!
Oh.
Brigham Young in the 1800s was the leader of the Mormon faith. Okay, he's also, the university that I attended is named after him. That's just right down the road about 40 miles. But this is Brigham Young.
What is happening? What is happening?
And in 1847, he led a group of 145 people. They left Nauvoo, Illinois.
Are we getting an altar call for being Mormon? Like, I'm confused. What is happening? No offense if you're an ethical Mormon in the chat. I cannot believe this is happening at a business conference right now.
They traveled by
baptizing people
across
too.
Iowa. They traveled across Wyoming. They traveled across Nebraska. I kind of got those mixed up. It was Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming. They traveled across the Rocky Mountains, and they came down to the foothills through a canyon, literally not 2 miles from here.
Literally.
He was suffering from Rocky Mountain fever. He was laying in the back of a wagon.
What?
They stopped in those foothills. They turned the wagon around so he could look out the back. And when he saw the valley, he said, "This is the place." He was looking for a place for the Mormons to settle and call their home.
How did we
And when he
get
saw
here?
the valley, he said, after traveling a couple thousand miles, he said, "This is the place." Now, this is my hope for the weekend, that based on what you see and hear and feel this weekend, that you say to yourself that with respect to Q Sciences, this is the place for me and my family.
Oh my God. Imagine not being Mormon and attending this.
Imagine
you
not
feel
being
like this is
religious
home.
and oh my God.
And if you feel like this is home, I want to welcome you all.
Ew.
Thank you so much. We got a great weekend planned.
We made it.
Mark,
We did it.
sit down.
We did it. Oh my God. What is happening? I did not expect this. The only part I watched was like them saying like, I recruited this person and I recruited this person. And I was like, oh my God, direct ties to Tara and Mike. And if they are all these first people's recruits, then how does Mark not know about all this THC stuff? And then I didn't watch to the end when I realized that we're going to get a Mormon lesson. And what? Welcome home. This is the place. This is not the place. We are not the people you're looking for.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
I don't even know how to recap that. I have
I don't
no
think we can.
Good God. There's 21 more videos in this playlist. I know. It's bad.
Patricia said burn the house down. Not figuratively, okay? Not
I know.
not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that backwards.
Yes, the metaphorical twisty house where THC pops up and CBD
Yeah.
weren't intending to take it. That's the twisty house we're talking about.
This was
Ugh.
unreal.
Drop a poop emoji if that was awful.
I feel like we need to start talking more just as part of the anti-MLM movement. I feel like we need to talk more to the 99.7% because I don't think people realize the power that they hold in this.
Mm.
Yes, we're covering top leaders. Yes, we tonight are covering the CEO and the owner and all of that stuff. But I really don't think people in MLMs realize the amount of power that they have.
Yep.
Just by not ordering, canceling the auto ship.
Yeah, and yeah, sure. Are there ramifications that go with that because of the high control group structure that we see? Yes, there is. Is it because there is like for I don't know. I can only speak for myself. It was scary to think about letting down the person I had signed up with, that I had maintained a close relationship for the entire time I was in Young Living. So there is a cost in terms of do your profit and loss statement. You should not have to hold up someone's business with your financial losses. You shouldn't have to do that. If a business is healthy, it should be able to be successful by the sale of goods and services, not because of donations from a buddy,
Their downline.
from their downline.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about the loyalty aspect of that really quickly,
Yeah.
because we have covered enough MLMs and also our own experiences in MLMs that the loyalty, it's not both ways.
Yeah.
You know, the downline is loyal to the upline, but as soon as the upline isn't making money off of the downline, more times than not, that downline is blocked and exiled from the groups and all of that. So you have these downlines that are super loyal to the upline, thinking, oh, this upline is going to help me get to where I want to be financially for whatever.
Yep.
But mathematically, it's impossible based on the business models, based on the comp plan. And that upline is not loyal to the downline. It's a transactional relationship. So if you're in an MLM and you've stuck around this long and you're sitting here thinking, but I love my upline, you can still love your upline. But in most cases, not in all, that love that you feel from your upline, chances are because they're making money off of you. It's a transactional relationship for them, because there's a reason why we hear the term or the phrase, some will, some won't, so what?
Yeah.
I think that, are there good people in MLM? Yes, absolutely. And I think that uplines taking advantage of somebody's limited finances, dangling this dream that they'll be financially secure, dangling this dream that they'll be able to do everything that they want to do, you know, and money won't be an issue. When you look at the percentages and, you know, when you look at income disclosure statements, and then you add into it the loyalty aspect of the downline to the upline, it's very sad. And if you're in an MLM, I really just want you to hear that for a second, because you're loyal to them, but they will drop you in a heartbeat. And that's not an easy thing for me to say, you know, but I feel like somebody needs to hear it. So, you know, do the profit and loss statement. Understand that if this person truly does care about you, if your upline really does care about you, and you go to them and you say, I'm not making any money. I looked at my finances and I'm not making anything, and I'm not comfortable for whatever reason to continue this for another 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever they're telling you. And that person says, you know what, that's okay, I understand. Then maybe they care, you know. But if they remove you and block you and stop talking to you and all of that stuff, that's not friendship.
Yeah.
That's not how that works, you know. So be careful who you're loyal to.
Yeah, and even that broken interaction of that transactional relationship can be really hard to give up. Even realizing, like, oh my gosh, if I stand up to the person I signed up with, I know that they're gonna drop me. And if it's hard for you to, like, make friends with people, that can be really hard to give up. For some people, that's really hard.
Yeah.
And even still watching that happen when I left, and like watching 3-year plus relationships just literally gaslight me, and then one person didn't even talk to me, didn't acknowledge I left for 7 months. And so it's like, it's still painful. And I remember, you know, in Aaron's Discord when I was like, oh my God, I left, and I'm like having a meltdown. And Dave, one of the members, was like, hey, go watch this video of another creator, because she's talking about some of the stuff you're struggling with. And it's like, okay, like, I'm not alone. It is hard to leave, even in the midst of realizing how broken of this type of community was, and like figuring out how to have healthy community with people is the process I'm figuring out now after having left MLM. But I'm not saying, I think what Aaron and I are both saying is like it's not going to be easy, and it's not fun to say that. And if we were just trying to get as many people to leave MLM as possible, we'd probably just lie to you. You know what I mean? But we don't want to do that. If that makes sense. Like it would just be easy for us to say like, oh, just drop them. Like you're going to be able to make new friends. I mean, sometimes it's still hard to make new friends, or the relationships lost are still going to hurt. So we're trying to tell you the truth. Make the decision in your own time. And we hope that you are more informed after watching this video, and you realize the power you do have if you are one of those people purchasing from a multi-level marketing company, and the power you have in not purchasing from a multi-level marketing company. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, learning how to set boundaries, because when you're in an MLM, you're friends with everybody. Everybody's family. Everybody's, your friend.
Yep.
And understanding that you're going to have people in your life that are acquaintances. You're going to have people that are coworkers. You're going to have people that are family. You're going to have people, and that doesn't mean they're necessarily blood related either. You can define family how you need to define family, and all of those roles people have in your life are important. But understanding that you don't have to put everybody in the friend or the family category, and that's okay and that's healthy. And also remembering that, just because somebody has an opinion of you doesn't mean you need to care. Refer to my Deion Sanders quote earlier.
Yep. Okay. You can record it and play it back and have Aaron like pump you up, and like he was like, yeah, Aaron said that. Yeah, I'm gonna believe that about myself.
It took me a long time to process that, to understand that just because somebody has an opinion of me, or they don't like my style of content, or they don't like this or that, that's okay. They're allowed to feel that way, but it doesn't mean that I need to take on their opinion as my own truth. It's not how that works. I know who I am.
Yep. I love that.
So,
and I hope, take that to heart if you're watching this, or don't. But I mean, I think it's really good information and to be able to think through. So.
What was the quote? He said something. I saw a TikTok. Maybe I'll put it in my stories. He said something like, and I don't know what the question was. It was in like an after game interview or whatever, press conference. And he was like, what about me makes you think I care about your opinion of me? And he just goes on to this, like, it's not even a rant. He's just like, what makes you think that I care about what you think of me? Like, what is it about me that makes you think that? Like, it's very, very interesting. I probably do need to share that in my stories.
You do. I think you do. Or a TikTok that can live on your.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll just duet it.
Hell yeah.
Next time I see it, I'm going to speak it into my phone. TikTok, show me the Deion Sanders quote from the press conference. Thank you.
Use the algorithm for good. AI for good. All right. Well, you've been incredible as always.
You have been too, friend.
Oh, thank you. It's always fun streaming. Like, it's fun talking to people. It's fun seeing what other people are saying in the live chat. I mean, that's why I love streaming. So,
I like the interaction too. I think it's fun.
Yeah. Replay crew, much anon, Colty love to you. If you make it to 3,
I'm setting Colty love. I don't even care today.
or Colty love. Listen, we need a like on the video. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe. We'll
do it,
and we'll catch you on the next either.
I'm gonna go eat tacos.
Hell yeah! Enjoy your dinners. Okay, I'm gonna play the outro if I can find it. Okay,
bye everybody.